bitch. Oh, excuse you? Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Hey y'all, welcome to Happy Thursday. It's your boy Chris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. A show we basically talk about all things going on in celebrity news and hot topics. So if that's a show that tickles your little fancy, if you could do me a solid, please hit that like button and that subscribe button, and also smash the notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. And so it's a slow news day. I should have saved some of my old topics, but look, you know me. Even if it's a slow news day, we're gonna make this show entertaining. So the critics' choice was, yeah, I've been eating, sorry. I was like, I had to eat a little snack real quick before I jumped on the line. You know, we do long shows over here. But anyway, so the Critics' Choice Awards came out. We're going to go through those. We're going to do the mainstream ones. I'm not going to go through like the technical stuff. We just want to talk about the nominations like with Wicked and Conclave and all that other stuff. Because, yeah, we all knew they were going to be in the running and all that other stuff. But anyway, so you have that. Plus, Aldis Hodge, who was on Cross, he basically is opening up about this James Patterson. Well, James Patterson wrote the books. Turned out millions to keep the character black. So we got to talk about that. Plus, Luigi Mangione, there's some new stuff coming out about him. And the fact that he may not be able to get his inheritance because he did a red rum on that CEO. So we got to talk about that. Plus 50 Cent is talking about he's making a documentary on Luigi. Child, Papoose and Remy, who was, you know, the epitome of black love, are going through it. They've been going back and forth on social media. I have all the receipts. I literally have like 9 windows open of stuff that we're going to go through, child. So we're going to break all that down. Plus, we're going to talk about Taylor Swift and the fact that how she's burnt out from the Grueling Eras tour. And Travis Kelce told her, tranquilo. He said, relax, niece. You need to calm down, in the words of Miss Swift. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Selena Gomez is, congratulations to her, she's engaged, but also she's talking about how she feels that she's too old for the pop star life and rather just be an actress. I still want to talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about Megan and Machine Gun Kelly, or how she now stuck with a baby and they're not together no more because he couldn't keep his peen in his pants. So we're going to talk about that. I did see the story about James Kennedy over there at Vanderpump Rules being arrested for DV. I never cared for him. I don't think he's that interesting. And so I'll let the rest of white media handle that. He's not that interesting over here. Me to even bring him up. So unless your name is Lisa Vanderpump, I don't care about you or all them other cast of morons on that damn show, because none of them are likable. Quiet as it's kept. Oh, and then we got to talk about that OnlyFans stunt queen, Timothy Champagne. Now, I did a video on him about 3 months ago, and it blew up on YouTube. So, of course, I'm like, let's do it again. But this time, you know, he posted something on Instagram, like 2 videos, talking about how, like, he's gay or something or another. But, child, I think it's because he came out as straight. He got a girlfriend. And the minute he started posting all that on social media, the well ran dry because y'all wasn't interested in that tuna porn. And now he want to drift back over to the gays because he need his income to increase. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race, because you already know who the queens are for season 17. But they revealed the guest judges, and I am here for who they have. The first episode judge, I mean, there was a little shade thrown when I revealed that a couple of days ago, but we're going to talk about it. Plus, Asia Consent, who won Dragula season 666, went and did an interview over at Bloody Disgusting, and she started talking about like the horror Dead by Daylight or the drama that happened on the show. Because I don't think they're doing like a reunion. There was really no need for a reunion or whatever they call it. But so yeah, we're gonna go through that interview and talk about that, because you know we love drag news and stuff over here. So that and anything else that pops up throughout the show, y'all know what to do. Throw it in the chat and we'll chat about it, because like I said, today is probably going to be a light show, because even though I got like 11 topics, I probably could just run through these real quick. But you know, when I be sitting here and chatting with y'all, that's what makes the show a lot longer. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying. Okay, so let me hit my banner. I see we already got comments. You said, I don't know how much, I don't know either. How did Michelle get up there? Because I'm like, wait a minute, why is Michelle getting dunked? Because they got this twist that's happening on Drag Race. We're going to talk about it later, but I'm just like, Man, that's interesting. But look, she got that snatch body. She better work that bikini, and we'll see how it all works out. But this is like the new version of It's Chocolate, which I understand the water theme and stuff now. But they got to look. They got to step their pussy up somehow. Um, I don't know what to think about it. I just saw your post the second it came on, but I don't get the whole meta sweat tour thing. So what does that mean? That they got to do some virtual reality? I'm not buying no virtual reality headset to watch they tour. Like, are you? I'm about to say the R word. I was like, I can't. I ain't trying to get banned over here. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you dumb? So there's no way in hell I'm buying a set, a virtual reality set so I can watch her tour when people have recorded it and it's all over YouTube. So what I need to do all that for? And quiet as it's kept, that tour wasn't that memorable for me to even want to buy a headset to watch it. Oh, that was me dragging her. So Taylor was just visiting a children's hospital in Kansas City an hour ago. Well, you know what? Shout out to the Chiefs. Was Travis with her or was she by herself? And he probably is. And you know, this is a thing that happens with a lot of these adult performers. It kind of makes me wonder if that was the thing that affected Apollo Moon. Because you know, when we talked about Apollo passed away, what was it like last week? And we don't know the cause of death, but depression runs high with a lot of people, especially in that age range. But I think with mostly everybody, like depression is across the board. But I think now more so than ever because of social media. And also when you work in making adult films, I think that also affects your mental health. Child, he need to talk to a therapist and stop getting on Instagram and talking to us because you're not going to get no sympathy from a lot of people. When I read you the comments that people were saying in his comments, he don't need to be on social media spilling his tea because every time he open his mouth, he just make himself sound even more dumb. But child, you always showering every time we get on the chat. But this is like 2 days in a row. I was eating some pretzels before I came on because there's like these really good pretzels that I like the little twisted pretzels, the little skinny ones. So anyway, what's our first topic? Oh, okay. So let's get into the Golden Globes because that came out earlier. Well, not Golden Globes. We did that the other day. The Critics' Choice. So the Critics' Choice Awards came out, and I guess we can give a congratulations to Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Conclave, as well as Wicked, because they both earned a whopping 11 nominations. So Wicked got 11 nominations, Conclave got 11 nominations. I told you I do want to see both movies. Conclave is already available on Apple, well, not Apple, on Prime Video. Like you can rent it. So I actually want to do that. I might do that. I'm trying to see if I could do that this weekend, but I'm probably going to be extremely busy because tomorrow I got to do Jingle Ball. So I ain't going to be able to do it then. But I was like, maybe I could rent it tonight. I don't know. It depends on my mood. But I do want to see the movie before like the whole award season and stuff kicks off. So, so shout out to the Hollywood Reporter for this story. It says Conclave and Wicked lead this year's nominees with 11 nods each, including the top prize of Best Picture. Dune Part 2 and Emilia Perez each landed 10 nods, followed by The Brutalist with 9 and Honora and The Substance with 7 nominations each. All 7 of the films are nominated for Best Picture, where they will face off against 5-time nominee Nickel Boys and Sing Sing and triple nominee A Complete Unknown. Now, the winners across film and TV categories will be revealed during the 30th Annual Critics' Choice Awards, hosted by Chelsea Handler, which is set to take place on January 12th. That's actually a day before my sister's birthday. At Santa Monica's Barker Hangar and will air live on E from 7 to 10 p.m. I wonder if it'll be on Peacock too, because that's NBC or Universal. And it said with the show moving to the NBC Universal cable network from its previous home of the CW. Yeah, as quiet as it's kept, people don't, who you know watching the CW? They don't have nothing on there. So they basically have, in regards, so congratulations to them because, like I said, like Wicked has just blown everybody out of the water. There's always been a lot of talk of award or something. And I would not be surprised if Wicked gets nominated for an Oscar, as well as Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I don't know how they're gonna split that up, because Ariana and Cynthia are kind of like co-leads instead of like best actor or best supporting actor. They're not. It's not. There's that doesn't work with their characters. I don't know how they're going to work that out. Excuse me. And I hope that John M. Chu gets nominated for Best Director, and I hope that it gets nominated for Best Picture, as well as like a lot of the people, the things on this list. So now, as in regards of the Critics' Choice Best Picture, they have A Complete Unknown, which I actually want to see because while I'm not really into Bob Dylan's music, I like Timothée Chalamet, and I've been hearing a lot of great things about his role. So that's the only way you will get me to watch a movie musical or a biopic about a musician that I'm not really that familiar with. And quite as kept, a lot of people say Bob Dylan can't sing, but you want to know something? He's made an immense career out of that weird sounding vocal stuff that he does. And Timothy is singing in the show, because he did go to the High School of Performing Arts with Lourdes and so many others over the years. Like, there's a lot of people that come out of New York that has gone to the High School of Performing Arts. That's like the famed school or whatever. Khalees went to that school too. So The Complete Unknown. I'm still not familiar with Honora, so we're gonna bypass that. I finally saw the trailer for The Brutalist, which is with Adrian Brody. I was like, oh, some old period piece, whatever. Conclave, like I said, I definitely want to see that because it's growing up Roman Catholic. I am interested in how they do the whole process of a bunch of people in the clergy choosing the next pope. Doom Part 2, I absolutely love. I've seen the movie like 5 times already. So I definitely would hope that they will win. I doubt they will. I definitely am going to get around to watching Emilia Perez. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I've just been overwhelmed with a lot of TV shows and all this other stuff. I really haven't had the time to sit down and watch a lot of these movies. But I already know now that we're in award season and it's starting to kick off and all the nominations are starting to come out, that I have to get around to checking out a couple of these movies. Nickel Boys, I'm not really familiar with that. Sing Sing, I definitely want to check that out because I heard great things about that movie too. Plus, I am a Coleman Domingo fan, so I do want to see the movie because he's in it. The Substance, while it still resonates in my brain and it creeped me the hell out with all the body horror, I was so grossed out by that damn movie. It's still in it's basically like the Kylie Minogue song. I just can't get it out of my head. So, and I'm hoping that we get to see nominations from Demi Moore, not only in here. I don't know if she was nominated. I have to check because I haven't looked through the list yet. But I actually hope that she gets nominated for an Oscar because she bodied that damn role. And I understand like how Hollywood feels about horror and Oscars and like you're a little prudish with that, just like you are with superhero stuff. I just think like based off the acting alone, she should be nominated. And then there's Wicked. So it's a tough choice for them to pick with the Critics' Choice Awards. So good luck with y'all. Now, I mean, good luck on choosing. Now, Best Actor, they have Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Daniel Craig, Queer, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes, Conclave, and Hugh Grant, Heretic. Now, based off this list, this is a tight race. Like anybody can get it, but I really feel like there's probably it could be a four-way. Like Timothée Chalamet is getting rave reviews. Daniel Craig, even though Queer is getting mixed reviews, his performance in the film is getting rave reviews. Coleman Domingo has been getting rave reviews for Sing Sing, and it's based on real life. Ray Fiennes is getting rave reviews for Conclave. And Hugh Grant, I heard that while he was good in the movie, nobody really went to go see Heretic. And Heretic, I think, got mixed reviews as well. So I don't think they're going to be in the running. But I just think it's going to be between, obviously, Timothée Chalamet, Daniel Craig, Coleman Domingo, and Ray Fiennes. So like I said, good luck trying to choose between these 6. Now, Best Actress, they have Cynthia Erivo, Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon, Emilia Perez, who is a trans performer, and she's playing the trans character in that movie. So I think it would be interesting, to see her win. But I know we don't do identity politics, so whatever. Let's not give it to somebody because they're trans. Got to give it to whoever is considered the best actor. But then again, art is subjective and choice is subjective. So how do we choose? But this is another tight race. So they have Marianne Jean Baptiste. I like her. Hard Truths. Angelina Jolie Maria. I think she's playing Maria Callas. And I believe that movie is also coming to Netflix if it's not out already. Because I saw the post. I was like, I didn't even know that movie was coming to Netflix, but I'll check it out. And then some people said that Angelina Jolie's not convincing as Maria. But like I said, critics. Everybody, opinions are like a-holes. Everybody's got one, right? Mikey Madison from Menorah and Demi Moore from The Substance. So she was nominated. So I don't know. This is a hard one because I know like everybody's got, you know, like everybody's got Roxy on the tip of their tongue, you know, Chicago. um Cynthia Erivo's name has been floating around, and you know she's been given so many rave reviews with Wicked. So I think if you want to do the whole popularity thing, I would go with Cynthia. But Carla Sofia Gascon from Amelia Perez, I heard she's good in that. I don't know necessarily about Angelina Jolie's performance or Mikey Madison's performance, but I do know because the only movie on this list that I've seen so far is The Substance. I just thought that Demi Moore did such a phenomenal job in that part. I would want to give it to her. Now they have Best Supporting Actor Yura Borisov for Honora, Kieran Culkin in Real Pain, Clarence Macklin, Sing Sing, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, and Denzel Washington for Gladiator 2. For Best Supporting Actress, they have Danielle Deadwyler. Didn't she win an Oscar last year? Or was she nominated and didn't win? I can't remember. But I do remember that name, though. Danielle Deadwyler, The Piano Lesson. Ingenue Ellis Taylor, I like her. Nickel Boys. Ariana Grande for Wicked. Margaret Qualley, The Substance. She was all right in that, but I just felt like Demi Moore outshined her. Isabella Rossellini, although she did irritate me with how selfish that her character was. I'm talking about Margaret Qualley. Isabella Rossellini, Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. So that's going to be a hard one, too. And then they have Best Young Actor / Actress, Alila Brown, who played a young Furiosa in Furiosa Mad Max Saga, Elliot Heffernan from Blitz, Maisie Stella, My Old Ass. I'm not cussing, that's just the name of the title. Isaac Wayne in Dee Dee, Alicia Weir in Abigail. And Alicia Weir, that's the little girl that played the vampire. And Zoe Ziegler from Janet Planet. I've never even heard of that movie. So they have Best Acting Ensemble, Best Director. Okay, let's go to the Best Director because all these other ones are like, okay, y'all not gonna care. Now, Best Director, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, Sean Baker, Honora, Edward Berger, Conclave, Brady Corbett, The Brutalist, John Chu, Wicked, Coralie Farget, The Substance, Ramel Ross for Nickel Boys, and Denis Villeneuve. Well, that's going to be a hard one because I like Dune. I like The Substance. I know everybody's talking about Wicked, so I'm not even going to choose because I would just be ripping out my hair trying to figure that out. But Best Original Screenplay, they have Sean Baker for Nora, Moritz Binder, Tim Fellbaum, Alex David for September 5, Brady Corbett, Mona Fastvold for The Brutalist, Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain, Coralie Farget, The Substance, and Justin Kuritzkis for Challengers. Best Adapted Screenplay, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, Wendy Holtzman and Dana Fox for Wicked, Greg Quidar, Clint Bentley for Sing Sing, Ramel Ross and Jocelyn Barnes for Nickel Boys, Peter Strogan for Conclave, and Denis Villeneuve and John Space. I think is how you say his name, Doom Part 2. But let's go to the TV because they need to go through cinematography, costume design, hair and makeup, visual effects, all that stuff. Which I'll probably would just be like, okay, those are all the boring ones. But let's go to TV because they do have like the TV shows as well, similar to what they do with the Oscar. I mean, not the Oscars, the Golden Globes. So best drama series, The Day of the Jackal. Then they have The Diplomat for Netflix. Well, Day of the Jackal's on Peacock. The Diplomat, Netflix. Evil, Paramount Plus. Industry, HBO Max. Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, AMC. The Old Man, FX. Shogun, FX, Hulu. And Slow Horses, Apple TV Plus. This is going to be a hard one because The Day of the Jackal, I'm in the midst of that. And that's a good show. The Diplomat, I do want to check out. Evil is such a great show. And I just hate the fact that people have overlooked it. Industry, I have not seen that show, so I don't know what to tell you. Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire is really good. So, I mean, and it's been doing really well. I'm looking forward to season 3, which I'm hearing is like when we get to see Lestat as a rock star. And who knows, maybe we'll get Akasha up in there. I wonder who they're going to get to play her, though. Then they have The Old Man. I've been meaning to get around to that show. But like I said, I have a lot of shows that I'm trying to catch up on, so I haven't gotten around to that yet. Shogun is great. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but you should. I'm surprised that they don't have Penguin in here because Penguin is such a great show. And I would have thought that would have put best drama series up in here, but they have Slow Horses. I've never seen that either. So then they have Best Actor in a Drama Series, Jeff Bridges, The Old Man, Ncuti Gatwa from Doctor Who, Eddie Redmayne, The Day of the Jackal, Hiroyuki Sanada from Shogun, Rufus Sewell from The Diplomat, and Anthony Starr, The Boys. Oh, this is gonna be a hard one. Um, but I would probably go between Eddie Redmayne or Hiroyuki Sanada. I'm trying. Look, when it comes to The Boys, I try so hard to get into that show, but it just irritates me. I feel like the actors, well, y'all can only do what's on the written page, but I just find like the show is just annoying. So I go back and forth with it. Like I have a love-hate relationship with The Boys. But like I said, if I had to choose, I would go with Hiroyuki or Eddie Redmayne because I like The Day of the Jackal, which has gotten a season 2, and Shogun was great, which I hear is coming back. And they have Catriona Balfe from Outlander, Kathy Bates and Matlock, Shanola Hampton from Found. I like her. She was from Shameless, but now she's on that show Found, which I haven't gotten around to, probably because it's on NBC and network shows. I don't really just be diving into those, but from what I've heard, it's a good show, so maybe I need to check it out. Keira Knightley from Black Doves, Kerry Russell, the Diplomat, and then Anna Sawai from Shogun. So that's gonna be a hard one too. So yeah, it just basically goes on to like what's the best show, best actors, best supporting actress. Now, best comedy series, they have Abbott Elementary on ABC, English Teacher FX, Hacks HBO Max, Nobody Wants This Netflix, Only Murders in the Building Hulu, Somebody Somewhere HBO Max, St. Dennis Medical NBC, and What We Do in the Shadows FX. But this is a tough one because all of these shows are pretty funny. I've heard so many people tell me that English Teacher is a great show that nobody's watching, so I need to get around to watching that. Now, of course, if you like if you like Abbott Elementary, then I guess that English Teacher would be the perfect show to check out. And one of these days I'm gonna get around to Nobody Wants It because Adam Brody's on it. Hacks is a cute show. Only Murders in the Building, I like it because of Martin Short and Selena Gomez and all of them is on that, and the guest stars that they have. I believe that they have. I'm trying to remember if she was on already because I haven't watched the current season yet, or she is coming. But Eva Longoria is supposed to be coming on the show. St. Dennis Medical, like whenever I'm on Peacock, I do see like the trailer plays, because I don't. That's the one streaming service that I do ads on because the ads are like 60 seconds, so I can sit through that. From what I've seen in the clips, it looks pretty funny. So yeah, so there you have it with that. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't want to be sitting here for 20 minutes talking about nominations, but I am pretty excited for the critic stuff. I'm just curious to see who they're going to put for the Oscars. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards of the Critics' Choice Awards? Are you happy for some of the nominations that I ran through? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. He said depression is big in the adult industry because friends and family and everybody abandons them. Or they got something to say about it. Justice for Riley, Sky Riley. I'm not sorry. Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, when it comes to her, they always ignore stuff like that. So I'm like, who knows? Maybe she'll get nominated when the movie and TV awards pop up for MTV. When it comes up next year. So maybe that'll happen. Yeah, apparently, yeah, she got nominated, but they didn't do Melissa Barrera. And yeah, she was pretty much, well, she was a standout in that role, and she was the only surviving person. At this point, the movie's out. So, yeah, Melissa Barrera should have got nominated, but whatever. I guess. Okay, so let's get into our next topic and talk about Cross. Now, I don't know if y'all seen this show, but this is a show that people should be checking out over on Prime Video. And so it stars Aldis Hodge, who I absolutely love. And everything he usually comes in, um, I've always been a fan of his. Like when I first became aware of Aldis Hodge, I heard he has a brother that acts too. I totally forgot about that too. I first became aware of Aldis Hodge when he was on that show Leverage that was on TNT. Now, I used to watch that show a lot, and then his career started building and building and building slowly, and he's always appeared on other things. I also thought he was the best part of Black Adam. Black Adam was trash, but he was the best part of it. I believe he played Hawkman, if I remember correctly. But So now he's starring in this new show, Alex Cross, which has been picked up for a season 2. And he's opening up about something that he didn't even know about that was going on behind the scenes that he had discovered. Um, James Patterson had revealed and it said something or another in the Hollywood Reporter. So hold on one second, because I was like, where is the picture? There she is. Okay, so now the actor who stars in Cross update based on the prolific author James Patterson's novels told BuzzFeed that he didn't know Patterson had done that until the story was published in the Hollywood Reporter in November. Basically saying that the author did not take money because they were going to pay him to change the actor from black to white. And he was like, no, we need to keep the authenticity of Alex Cross because Alex Cross is a black character. So I'm not whitewashing the character. And I know people going probably, you incels going to jump up in the conversation with him, but y'all be turning other people races and all this other stuff. Why you can't do it with the black people? Because it's slim pickings when it comes to representation. That's why when white characters outweigh black people, indigenous people, or any person of color, and even LGBTs, yeah, sometimes unfortunately you have to go and change up some of the characters so that way there is some iota of diversity. I'm not gonna get in this whole tangent about how some of it does feel a little forced, just so that way some studios or whatever can pat themselves in the back. And we've seen like the obviousness part of it. But when it comes down to black characters, like, yes, that's like when somebody need to make Black Panther white. Because Wakanda is in Africa. Although we could have a whole conversation about apartheid if y'all want to, but and colonization and things of that nature. If y'all want to do that, then we can go there. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, when there is a black character, you have to keep the authenticity of it. So basically, he said this. He said, I was shocked, impressed, and proud of that, he said, of Patterson's reveal. For me to step in these shoes, anytime I step into a position of power or representation, it feels like a privilege and a responsibility that I'm honored to even be tasked with. I just want to carry that the right way. Now, Hodge explained that he's been lucky enough to be with the right team on the mystery thriller series, citing showrunner Ben Watkins, who prioritized celebrating all of the assets and facets of the Black community in different ways that we haven't really seen or that we rarely get to engage with. So he made that the fabric of the show, the Black Adam star added. I'm proud to be with a team that believes in the same values that I do, especially when it comes to the representation of the culture. Stepping in his shoes is just another opportunity to disprove stereotypes, represent the truth of who we are, and help continue to open up doors of opportunity. That's what it means to me. Well, again, that's what I said. One of the things I love about the show is that it is unapologetically black in so many ways. But you get those moments where he's going into the hood and things and dealing with a lot of the cases that's going on there. And then you get to see him do his thing and he's solving the cases and analyzing and reading people. And he's, I believe, if I'm correct, the third person to play Cross, because we had Morgan Freeman played him in a couple of movies. Then we had Tyler Perry in one, which we would like to forget about that one. And then we have Aldis Hodge, who I've heard that the show has been greenlit for a second season. So basically, his comment came a month after Patterson revealed to THR that when he wrote the first Alex Cross book, he didn't have a lot of money, and Hollywood came knocking on his door. They offered him 7 figures for the character rights, but with the caveats. They said, we just want one change. We want Alex to be the white guy, the author recalled. And I said, fuck you. It was painful, but I did it. It took a few years before an opportunity like that rose for him again. Then Paramount approached him, and together they created 2 films about the character starring Morgan Freeman, 1997's Kiss the Girls, and his 2001 sequel, Along Came a Spider. When asked why he refused to make the black detective a white man, he simply stated that wasn't who he was. So he recalled growing up in a small town in Newburgh, New York, and how he befriended a black chef named Laura, who was having problems with her husband and ended up living with them and his family for 3 or 4 years. He said, I would watch Hollywood in those days. There was Sidney Poitier. Okay, fine, he's dignified. But then a lot of movies with black people with boom boxes. Really? He said, that was not my experience in Newburgh. So I started writing about this family that I knew and the town that I knew. Patterson, for those who aren't aware, is an EP on the Prime series, and He basically said he wants the show to go on for 10 seasons, but in his head, he only made a 4-year plan. And I have to say, look, one day at a time, if people tune in and watch, but the show's already been given second season. And from what I've seen, yeah, it's a slow burn in so many ways, but it is a good show. So if you have not seen it, definitely check it out. You know, Alice Hodge definitely does his thing. I like watching as like you try to solve the case and see like the bad guy doesn't get away with the thing. So look, Prime Video has a lot of great shows and stuff on there. This is like up there in my opinion with like Reacher, because I can't wait for season 3 of Reacher, which is coming out, I believe, next month. But I don't know when we're getting Cross, but I'm here for the fact that we're getting a sexy, and I love the fact that James Patterson was like, you know what? I wasn't saying these are not the black folks that I recall seeing, but they want to put up the worst stereotypes of black people with boom boxes and gangbang and all those other things. He's like, there's more to the black community than that. And I love the fact that we have a white ally who was willing to see that and bring that into his writing. And then here come Hollywood with their racist shit trying to talk about, oh yeah, well, we want you to change this character to a white man. Y'all don't have enough shows. I mean, y'all ain't colonized enough. Now you want to colonize characters. So I still like to say, I'm glad that James Patterson stuck to his guns. And sometimes, you know, even if it hurts and you can see all that money wither away because you see the dangling fruit in front of you, I'm glad that James Patterson didn't compromise who he is for a check, and his morals and his art, his artistic integrity for a coin. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding, you know, Aldis Hodge and James Patterson and Cross? Have you seen the show? Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. You said Scream 7 breaking news. Mckenna Grace is oh, is she? Hold on a second. So I guess it was like two things was true at this could be true at the same time. That oh, it literally just came out. Hold on, let's make that a story. um, so now I gotta find a picture of her. I'm glad because you wanna know something? We were saying for the longest that mm, hold on. Cause now I gotta make a banner. I was like, oh, somebody took a picture. They oh, I found a perfect picture too. Hold on. I was like, I went over and over on the Twitter. I was like, let me type in Mckenna Grace and see what pops up. All right, so take two in action. Okay, so now we got some breaking news. Mckenna Grace has apparently been cast in Scream 7 because it's for child, we getting a prison break reboot. Wait, let me just concentrate. Okay, so basically, there have been rumors going around for the longest because you know we were having a conversation that well, I was saying it. I was like, I wanted McKellen Grace to be the choice to be Sydney's daughter excuse me, in Scream 7. And then we started hearing Isabel May was cast. And I know a lot of people was thinking, okay, this is just not resonating with me. So I'm like, I don't know why they pick her to be up in there. But apparently, I guess maybe two things was true at the same time. That McKenna Grace was in talks. It was just that the Isabella Grace stuff came out, or Isabel May, sorry, stuff came out first. And McKenna was in negotiations. So shout out to Deadline for this story. So they said McKenna Grace is said to join the cast of Spyglass Media Group and Paramount's Scream 7. She joins the previously announced Neve Campbell, who may be reprising her role from the franchise, as well as new cast members Isabel May, Celeste O'Connor, and Asa Gurman. Now, original creator Kevin Williamson is directing Scream 7 with Guy Busick writing. Project X Entertainment's James Vanderbilt, William Chirac, and Paul Neinstein are producing. The film is supposed to come out in February 27th, 2026. So now a log line for the new slasher film has not been disclosed, and it is unknown who Grace will be playing. Sydney's daughter. Allegedly. We'll just put allegedly on there, even though we kind of know, like, okay, she might be playing Sydney's daughter because Sydney had to have more than one kid. Somebody said she has three, but why did I only count two? Or did they mention that she had three? So now it all comes on the heels of Scream 6, which brought in a franchise high domestic gross of more than 108 million in March of 2023. Collectively, films in the meta horror franchise have earned more than 900 million in worldwide box office. So now they said that Grace will next be seen in the adaptation of Colleen Hoover's Regretting You opposite Allison Williams to be directed by Josh Boone. Now, other credits include starring, she was in Ghostbusters Afterlife alongside, so it's funny, she's going to be reuniting with one of her cast members from Ghostbusters, Celeste O'Connor. So they both were in that because they were in Afterlife and Frozen Empire, and then she was in a project called Gifted. So I actually like that. I like that. I like that she's finally been cast in the film. As they said before, we have no idea who exactly she's going to be playing, but like, we've all can speculate until it's confirmed when we see the movie or when a trailer actually comes out that she's probably going to be one of Sydney's daughters. So Sydney does have more than one daughter. I've already said that it would be interesting to see, like, okay, now Ghostface actually gets one of her kids, and then she's got to go into full on Linda Hamilton mode. Because remember, and it could be a callback to Scream 2. You got that little Linda Hamilton thing going where she was fighting Mickey in the third act. So if they could bring that up in there and kind of bring it as a full circle moment when she turns into the Terminator, even though Linda Hamilton wasn't a Terminator, but you know what I'm saying. That would be awesome. But also, I don't know. I mean, while I am great, I mean, while this is good news, here's the thing that worries me. So we have Scream coming out. I don't understand why. And this is the way it's coming across because they're bringing all these younger actors or whatever. The younger kids, Gen Z, have already expressed their vitriol or whatever on social media because Spyglass and what they did with Melissa Barrera, which we kind of alluded to her earlier before we got to this topic because we were talking about the nominations for the Critics' Choice, and people were saying, well, how is it that, well, one of the, Robert in the comments was saying, how is it that the girl that played Abigail is getting a nomination, but not Melissa Barrera? She was good in the role, but I guess because the movie's Abigail and she stands and it's the lead, that's what they want to give it to her. But anyway, so how is it that you're pandering or you're trying to get back in the good graces of the younger audience or try to get this? Because it feels like you already abandoned the core four. We already had Jasmine Brown say that she is not reprising her role as Mindy, and she pretty much confirmed that she's pretty much not coming back for the movie. And I'm sure that Mason Gooding is not coming back either, although he is doing the horror movie Heart Eyes, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing. And I hope it's good too. Like I hope it's in the vein of like the Valentine's movies that I love, like My Bloody Valentine and things of that nature. So if it's gonna be cool in that context, then I'll be here for it. I just hope it doesn't suck. So look, Spyglass got other things going on besides Scream and Thanksgiving. They're getting into Valentine's Day. So this is what I'm hoping is like, I understand like they're trying to get back in the good grace of the younger audience, but are the younger audience actually going to show up, especially because they're already pissed off that you fired Melissa Barrera, and Jenna Ortega was like, she's not coming back because of scheduling conflicts. And so why are we pandering to the younger people again? Well, you should be pandering to the legacy fans like myself who have been with this franchise since the beginning. Since what, 1996? First of all, I feel old because yesterday, I believe, or is it today? I saw on social media that it's been 27 years since Scream 2. I don't even want to think about that. I think it was today. Today is the 27th year anniversary of Scream 2. So this is probably why they're announcing this, which makes Scream 1 28 years old, almost 30 years old. And while I said we can also suspend our disbelief with her having the kids' age and all this other stuff, because when it comes to kids, they do it in soaps, they do it on sitcoms, they do it on TV shows or whatever. You can suspend a disbelief and just be like, we aged up the children and stuff. So it works in movies. First of all, movies are not real. Scream is not a real life situation, even though they do play in the meta thing. So we can suspend our disbelief and be like, yeah, she got older children. But I do kind of feel like it does feel a little skeptical and a little, it feels a little thirsty and desperate because now you're trying to create a whole new core four after you pretty much got rid of the last core four because y'all got mad over Melissa Barrera standing for Palestine and calling out the genocide of Palestinian people, which people should have a right to do that. It isn't right what is happening to these people over there and this whole genocide and all this other mess that's going on. Well, we can't speak out about the IMF and the things that's going on over there, the military and what they're doing to Palestinian people. Why can't we talk about that? Why is that a crime? I said IMF like this is a Mission Impossible. But so I'm excited. So the long story short, I'm pretty much excited for Mckenna Grace coming in. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with her and how they're going to come. God damn, I can't even talk. What they're going to do with this franchise. How are you going to course correct, and get butts in the season to see this movie? I don't think that Scream will flop. First of all, it doesn't cost a lot of money to make a Scream movie. The legacy fans will come out and support Scream because of Scream. The people who don't pay attention to all this stuff that's going on in the Scream bubble will go see this movie because it's a horror movie and it's familiarity and Nev Campbell, because she's been in all majority of the franchises except Part 6. That's the only one movie she didn't appear in. So I do feel like the legacy fans will come out. The ones that sit up in here on social media getting all pissed off and trying to go in on the younger actors who are signing on to this, I'm like, okay, so now you doing all of this. Are you going to pay these people's bills? Are y'all going to actually like create a GoFundMe to give them money so they won't be in Scream? I sincerely doubt it. I feel like those same ones that's complaining will be the same ones that didn't show up for Melissa Barrera when she was in Abigail, because y'all sat up in here windmilling hard talking about y'all team Melissa Barrera, but you saved your behinds home when Abigail came out. I went to the movies to see her. And I'm going to keep saying that in all these videos. So I went to support. And as somebody who has been following the Scream franchise for almost 30 years, as a legacy fan, I will be there to see the movie opening night and giving y'all my critique of it. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Are you guys excited to hear that Mckenna Grace is going to appear in Scream 7, possibly, which is, allegedly, as, even though we don't have confirmation, as Sydney's daughter, one of Sydney's children, because she had more than one. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. He said Gen Z will probably cancel the Gen Z cast members. Of course they are, and we've already seen them doing it on social media. When Asa was cast, when all these other actors were cast, they were on there. Why y'all picking these people? Nobody knows who they are. I'm like, have you never watched a Scream movie? Like when you watch these films, a lot of these people were not like big A-list celebrities. When you watch the very first Scream movie, a lot of y'all didn't know who Nev Campbell was. A lot of you did not know who Matthew Lillard or Skeet Ulrich and any of these other people were. They had did like small films and had appeared on television shows, but for the most part, they were not these big A-list stars. The only big name that was in Scream was Drew Barrymore. And then, when we got Scream 2, there was Jada Pinkett, who was successful in her own right, Omar Epps. Timothy Olyphant wasn't a big name, but he was floating around in circles of like doing TV and small films and all this other stuff. He was in the Broken Hearts Club. He was in a bunch of other things. So a lot of, and Jerry O'Connell was on TV. So it was a lot of people were like plucked from like Fox and CW and all those shows, because that was what my generation watched. So they were pandering more or less to who are the hot stars that are on CW and UPN and Fox and NBC, all the TV shows. So they were picking a lot of TV stars to be in these movies. That's the way it was. And so when you watch Scream, there was never like big names in them. When you watch Scream 3 or Scream 4, did y'all know who Rory Culkin was? Everybody knows Macaulay and everybody knows Kieran, but Rory is like the other brother who doesn't have like a lot of big parts. Hayden Panettiere was on Heroes. That we had crazy ass Julia Roberts' niece. She was doing little things here and there. So they've never really had big names in Scream. And quiet as it's kept, they don't put big names in horror movies or slasher films. It's always been like someone who's moderately famous in that context. It's the same thing like when we were talking about Jennifer Love Hewitt yesterday, and some people were sitting there like, "Oh, there was a feud between her and Sarah Michelle Gellar," which she debunked. She was like, "No, there wasn't," and she was like, "I didn't have control over what was going on the set. We didn't have that kind of power coming up." It's like, yeah, they were famous in their own right. Sarah Michelle Gellar was on Buffy. Um, Julie Julie James. That's her name in the movie. I know what she did last summer. But when you look at Jennifer Love Hewitt was on Party of Five, so it was like, yeah, they were from TV shows, but they didn't have like this big. They weren't like Julia Roberts, where they could walk on set and command and demand certain things. And Ryan Phillippe and them, they was not Matthew McConaughey or Brad Pitt, where they could go on the set and demand stuff. They were young actors who were just happy to work. And that's the same thing with these new generation of kids. So y'all need to get off they nuts and go outside and touch some damn grass. And if y'all that pissed off, at the end of the day, this movie is going to get made. I don't understand how y'all pissed off over actors starring in a movie over because y'all want to go hard for Palestine. But what are y'all actually doing to prevent wars over in Palestine? The real shit y'all should be doing is talking to your political pundits and getting in they behind. That's what you should be doing. But I guess it's easier to go on Twitter or all the other social media platforms and bully actors. Like, go touch some fucking grass. It said Scream 2 is 20. Yeah, so I was like, I couldn't remember if it was yesterday or today, because I remember I did post it around 12 in the morning. So yeah, it's like Scream 2 is 27 years old. I was like, chill, I don't even want to think about it. I feel old. I saw Mike from We Watch a Movie said the same thing. He was like, I don't even want to think about it because it's like you reminded me that I'm old. Whatever. He and I, we chat back and forth on the Twitter. It's I'll go see it because I've seen exactly. So that's why I said, well, you think I'm gonna just stop watching a franchise for some politics? Fuck out of here. Meanwhile, y'all be the same ones to go vote for the very people that want to do you harm and will destroy the very things that people have worked so hard for to give us in our communities, in our country. No shade, but every film outside of Scream franchise, Melissa isn't a box office name or a household name. You could say, oh yeah, because she did that monster movie that I haven't heard anything about. I did see that it's on Prime Video. You can rent it, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm like, I'm not renting that. I'll wait for streaming. You want to know something? I was so mad at myself because I told you I rented Speak No Evil. If I would have waited a damn week, I could have went to Prime. I mean, I could have went to Peacock and watched it. I was so mad at myself because I waited so long, and then Peacock put it up there, and I was like, if I would have just waited one more week. That's why I was glad I did that with Smile too, because I was debating around the same day if I was gonna go up there and rent it so I could watch it. But it was like $20, whatever. I was like, you know what? And then it pops up on Paramount Plus. It's like, well, damn, I'll just go to Paramount Plus and watch it. But you said Hollywood, it wasn't made for streaming. That's why Hollywood isn't booking her. Jenna Ortega is a superstar of the franchise. Well, to be honest, she was the superstar of. I feel like she was a standout of Scream 5 anyway. And then Scream 6, they gave her much more to do. I don't even think her character was all that likable in Scream 5. And then Jenna Ortega, because she was getting all the attention and the accolades and all this other stuff from Wednesday and all the other stuff that she was doing, that people started really focusing on her. But then they had to find a way to make it equal footing. You said Drew Barrymore and Courtney Cox. Remember, she had to fight for Gail Weathers because she was Monica. If you ever watch Friends, you know she is both Monica and Gail Weathers. And yeah, she's found a franchise outside of Friends where she's still making a good amount of money from. And I heard that Jim Carrey basically blew through his $300 million, speaking of old performers, blew through his $300 million fortune. And now that's why he's back acting, because he said he needed the money. I'm like, what the hell would you do with your money? Would you not invest in it? I saw there's a documentary about a Palestine. Oh yeah, I did see that too. I want to get around to watching that. It's a Palestine boy band and an Israeli boy band. So they basically have Palestinian and Israeli boy band members in the same group. And I was like, that sounds like a really interesting concept. Is this that idiot Netanyahu and all those other morons that's over there that just want to cause all this crap? But I'm sure there are people who are Palestinian and people who are Israeli who get along. It's just their politics is the problem. And I'm sure there's people in Israel that don't agree with what Netanyahu is doing. Just like we don't agree with a lot of what our politicians over here be doing. You said, because God forbid Gen Z wants to harass a politician. Okay. So it's like, in the words of my girl Sinead O'Connor, may she rest in peace, fight the real enemy. And you said, speak no evil, changed the ending of the original film, gave it. Yeah, I heard. I was going to watch because I heard it. Yeah. I want to actually get around to watching Speak No Evil, the original version that's on Shudder. I haven't gotten around to watching. I should have watched that before I watched the remake. But I'll get around to it. The good thing I like about it is that I've heard that it's mostly in English. So, I mean, I don't mind foreign films, but when this is too much after a while of reading, I just be like, come on. That's why I kind of bailed on Shogun because it was like, okay, it's too much damn subtitles. Especially when you binge watching that show. So I'm like 2 episodes left in finishing that season. Did you hear that Elton John said legalizing marijuana in America and Canada was one of the greatest mistakes? No, his well, you know what? Oh, I was gonna say something mean. I'm gonna just not. Elton John needs to just go worry about how to fix his eyesight. That's what he need to go do, and stop worrying about what people over here is doing and talking about legalizing marijuana. Well, wait till they roll back gay rights. Then what your ass going to do? Because I just heard that basically well, the UK, maybe what you need to be doing is worrying about what they're doing over in your homeland. Because I just heard that the UK has put the kibosh on gender reaffirming care, so that way young people cannot have access to um gender reaffirming care, which would be to, like, if you are a child who identifies as trans and want to have hormone blockers, that sort of thing, they're making it difficult for kids to have access to hormone blockers and to get the treatment that they need in that context, which is crazy. And I have a strange feeling it's going to happen here too, especially with you know who about to become president. And now I'm hearing this crap because I was over on YouTube earlier, even though I'm on YouTube now. But I sort of think was talking about how they already trying to rank up for 2028 on who's going to be the successor. And now Don Jr. coked out ass, allegedly. I'm just saying alleged for legal reasons. Um, it's talking about he in a running or he want to run. Run to what? Because nobody don't want you. They want your father. And you know he can't be president forever. But what makes you think you going to be the top choice that people want to run this country? No, sir. I understand that you helped JD Vance be the VP pick and all the other stuff, but it's like, sir, go sit your skinny behind down somewhere and try to close your legs to all these other women because you're not with that baboon face looking witch no more. Now he's found some new coochie. And he said, like I said about him saying it's addictive, I said being an a-hole could be addictive. I saw the original. I can't wait I can't watch the remake because I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't compare it because I haven't watched both. So I don't even know how to like answer it. But it's about optimistic and hopeful. I mean, it's still a dire film. First of all, I felt like it took too long to get going. But when it gets into the third act, when we start to find out the true motivation of why they were hanging out with this family and stuff, I was here for it. The daughter irritated me because I understand that she had like emotional issues or whatever. And she was relying on this stupid little doll or whatever. And I'm like, girl. And then she's having a moment because the parents is finally trying to leave that damn house because them people was too freaking weird. And the mother was right. But then they had to go back because, oh, I'm missing I think it was a bunny or something. I'm like, girl, I would have told her, I don't give a damn if you throw a temper tantrum or whatever. We just gonna have to get you a new one. And then she kicking the back of the chair. I was like, See, this is where y'all white people be going wrong. If that child was black, she'd have been outside that damn window. She would have got, it would have been like Harpo and Sophia when Masili told her, beat her. That's what he should have did. Won't be JD Vance, I know. But please, he's barely gonna be the VP once Trump gets sworn in. Quiet as it's kept. We already know who the true vice president / first lady is. We know it's Miss Genocide Clyde or Apartheid Clyde, as I like to say, Elon Musk, Muskie. And yeah, now he's on time. He's Times Person of the Year, which I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that he would be Times Person of the Year because he's been on everybody. Everybody's been talking about him, and I blame the media. Y'all the one that kept trying to normalize him and all this other stuff. So, not surprised that he's on the cover. But anyway, let's move on to our next topic and let's talk about Luigi Mangione. Oh, sorry, Luigi Mangione. That's his name. I almost said Marioni. So apparently, what we talked about on the show, how he does come from money. And I really, we've had conversations on this show from people in the chat who pretty much have tried to diminish why he did what he did because, oh, well, you're from money and your family's in the medical industry and they own nursing homes and da da da, so on and so forth. But that still doesn't equate or take away from the fact that I don't care what my family owns. The fact of the matter was, even with my family having, tabs within the medical industry, I'm still being affected by our medical industry and the fact that it's a damn joke. So one of the things I will always say is this. If y'all have not seen it, even though it came out a while ago, but it still resonates. Michael Morsicco pretty much breaks down the how our insurance companies and stuff and how they grift people and how they deny people health care or to cover some of the health care. Because it's like, I don't understand if my doctor says I need this medication or if I need this surgery and my insurance, Medicaid or Medicare or whatever kind of insurance you have, it says they will cover it. Why does the insurance company say that, oh no, we can't cover it? But then you making millions over the facts of thousands of people who have to go bankrupt or end up dying, but you taking kickbacks. That should be a criminal within itself. And look, just because, and I really wish that people would criticize and really have an open mind about that. And this is why I get irritated by mainstream media. Because it's like, yes, we could sit up here and say, death is bad. Murder is wrong. We should not be going around taking matters in our own hands and being a vigilante. We're all aware that killing people is not the answer and it's not right. But sometimes the only way some people understand is if you mollywop they behind. Like sometimes talking, sit-ins, die-ins, peaceful protests, sometimes that just don't work. I feel like we're at a point now that we see the peaceful protests, the die-ins, the sit-ins, all the things that we try to do to make a change and it don't do nothing. It's all an illusion. And it's feel like that they try to give us this belief in our brain to think that things are working or things are changing, and it's not because we can't trust either side. The Democrats is bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical companies and a lot of these billionaires because they're not here but they sit up here and pretend they are. And don't even get me started on the Republicans and the fact that Trump surrounded himself with all those billionaires. And you already know that once he gets in office, there's going to be a lot of things getting cut and taken away. So they, and what pisses me off with the Democrats, they put things in, just to shut us up. They give little crumbs here and there, like, oh yeah, we'll make it look like we giving y'all something, but doing the bare damn minimum. And then they want to sit over here shocked. See, they doing this and they taking this way. But it was like you had opportunity to fight them, but you sitting up here like a weak ass bitch, allowing people to just do things to us, but y'all can't break the chain because y'all more worried about, fattening your damn pockets with these billionaires. So so why can't we just say, like, you know what? Yes, death and murder and all the other stuff is wrong. However, if this young man is going through situations where he had surgery and it was affected, and maybe he's in debt or whatever the reason behind why he did what he did. We did read the manifesto, but I'm still not fully clear on what his real motivation was. And I'm sure that we will find out down the road. But I do feel like maybe the motivation was because it was like he was going against the establishment and trying to wake people up or whatever the case is. I'm surprised the best didn't happen sooner. So we can say two things can be true at the same time. We could say that murder is bad, but I understand why he did what he did. We can have both arguments or have both. We could talk about both things. And this is why I don't understand why the media is not having this conversation. because y'all worrying about the overlords of the head about to take y'all job away and put you on suspension. Well, maybe if that's the job you're going to do when you sitting there worrying about attorneys and people and getting fired, then maybe that's not the job for you. And this is why a lot of people are flocking to um, independent media, because we're going to say it like we mean it. Those of us who actually do the research and really want to provide people with the information rather than sensationalizing and saying a bunch of lies of vitriol and BS for a click, a like, or a rating. So now, in regards of Luigi, apparently, yes, he comes from money because his grandmother left her children, her 10 children, tens of millions of dollars. And now they're saying because of what Luigi did, this act of violence, that he might be iced out of the will after being charged with murder. Now, Luigi Mangione's inheritance of tens of millions of dollars could be in jeopardy after he was charged with murder. According to documents obtained by TMZ, his late grandmother, Mary C. Mangione, a philanthropist, left behind an estate worth at least $30 million to be distributed among her 10 children. That's going to be interesting. How you going to divide 30 million between 10 kids? That don't sound like it's going to be a lot. Well, I guess million is a lot, but when you really think about it compared to how much stuff was eons ago, it doesn't seem like a lot. Now, so the document suggests that the total value of this. Oh, wait, hold on now. See, now well, I should have read the rest of it. They said the document suggests that the total value of the estate could be much higher, possibly exceeding $100 million, though the exact amount has not been confirmed. Mary passed away in 2023, and the distribution of her estate is still in the works. Unfortunately for Luigi Mangione, his recent legal troubles could cost him a significant portion of the family fortune. The money from Mary's estate was placed in a trust, and the trustees, including Luigi's father, Luis, have the power to make distributions. However, there's a specific provision in the trust that would exclude Luigi Mangione from receiving anything if he has been charged, indicted, convicted of, or pleads guilty to a felony. Now, this week, Luigi was charged with multiple felonies, including the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Given the terms of the trust, these charges could give the trustees the legal grounds to withhold any inheritance Luigi might have received. Well, look, I say like maybe his father will use some of that inheritance to actually fund his son's legal situation. Fund his legal fees. Or because I'm sure he's gonna need, well, he already has a high profile lawyer. We played the video yesterday of the lawyer speaking to George Stephanopoulos. And George tried to get some tea out of the attorney. Talking about, do you think that he did it or something or not? I was like, child, now you know he's not going to tell you, he's not going to break I was going to say patient client privilege, attorney client privilege to give you an exclusive. But it was like, yeah, we know he comes from money. But look, at the end of the day, like I said before, like I feel like what people need to look at it as, you know what? Besides the fact that this kid comes from money and has money and has lived the life of a rich, privileged young man and went to the most prestigious of schools and all that other stuff, the thing that we could all relate with, rich or poor, is that the insurance companies that are a part of the medical industry are full of criminals and crooks. And just because you wear a suit and a tie don't necessarily mean you ain't gonna be just as much of a criminal as anybody else. And that's what this is. They're sitting here ripping hundreds of thousands of people off, where hundreds of thousands of people are in bankruptcy or have died, or why are people still on waiting lists for organ donations? Or when it comes down to people with cancer, they're being denied coverage. And that's expensive, the chemo and all of that. So I totally get it, why, what's going on with this. But as far as like his inheritance, I'm sure like, the family and everybody will work that out when they need to. So good luck to him. But I was like saying this, look, I hope that Luigi, that his attorneys and stuff decides to take the case to trial. Because like I said yesterday, good luck trying to find somebody that hasn't been affected by these shady behind insurance companies in America because we have the worst healthcare system. And this is why I don't understand. Like, even in developed and underdeveloped countries, they have way better healthcare than us. Make damn sense. So I say all that to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding Luigi possibly losing millions of his inheritance because he basically did one for the team? Whatever your thoughts are, say, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now we have comments. Um, Onyx says, I think it will be Vance. It might never be a normal Republican president like a Mitt Romney ever again. It's just going to be a MAGA pipeline. Because I don't know if they're thinking about it now, but it's like, yeah, after Trump, then who's going to be the heir to the throne in regards of the successor of this whole MAGA movement? Like, who's going to be doing that? And Democrats need to figure out who they are because, quiet as it's kept, they lean more centrist Republican than Democrat. The Democrats ain't been the Democrats in a long time. A lot of the policies they've jumped on, y'all feel like y'all are the new Republican Party. You've kind of quietly morphed into the Republican Party because your values and things are way more conservative. I just feel like the MAGA movement and people who are in the GOP, they're just way more extreme with their beliefs. So Ezra says, yeah, puberty blockers were banned for young trans people in July in the UK. Only around 100 were on them before the ban. Cis kids can still take. How is it that cisgender kids can take hormone blockers, but trans kids can't? That doesn't make sense. Don't cisgender children want to go through puberty? Why y'all blocking it? But trans children who, if you are born a boy but want to be a girl, I was like, I don't want to look like Bruce Jenner when I'm 18. So yeah, I want to use the hormone blocker so that way I can be stealth. And I have to worry about a 5 o'clock shadow and my Adam's apple protruding, even though men and women do have Adam's apples. It's just with men, and when we go through the puberty, ours comes out more. But everybody's got an Adam's apple. So when y'all was up in here trying to make jokes about Sarah Michelle Gellar being trans because she got an Adam's apple, I'm like, everybody has one. It's just the fact that with men, ours stick out more. I think because of the testosterone or whatever. But also, she's really skinny. So you're going to see, things protruding. Health Secretary Wes Streeting had a meeting with, not that old ugly bitch, before the decision. I wish this was a joke. I can't stand her. Did you see Yolanda Saldivar's up for parole in March? She should stay in jail. But child, she will get pound if she gets out of jail. She will get beady bombed if her ass get out of prison. And she better stay her behind in there. So I didn't hear about that, but thank you for letting me know. You said she only needs 2 people to ask. Well, look, who are these people she gonna find? That was like, she need people to help her get out of jail. Like, Luigi need people to keep him out of jail or get him out of jail. But quiet as it's kept, I think he'd have a better chance of going free than her. Because a lot of people co-sign with what he doing or what he did. He's an engineer, LOL. He needs not worry about coin. Well, yeah, he definitely graduated, come loudly, as I say. And he is highly educated. He's a very smart guy. So he can have like a high profile job and all that stuff. But look, when you come from money, I think like it don't matter like if you're an engineer and you have that background or whatever. Like if I have access to my family's fortune, I want that coin too. So you can put that money on top of my hard-earned money that I've been working for with the gig that I have. We said they set that hottie up. A lot of people saying that he been set up. Streets saying that Trump not finishing his next. Yeah, and the streets probably would be correct because I heard that too. When I just recently saw him in that interview, and then I saw a picture of him outside with like Melania. He looked like he was frail. He didn't look like he knew where the hell he was. Quiet as it's kept, I think he and Biden got the same thing. If you know what I'm saying, I think you do. He said, better pray you get to do jury duty. Can you imagine? If I end up on that trial, I'm like, ooh, and I got the tea. If I disappear for a couple of weeks, y'all know why. And then I'll come out and I'll tell you, I'll give you all the exclusive if I end up on that damn trial. Yep, she gonna get beady bum bum. Beady bum bum. Okay, now speaking of Luigi, let's talk about 50 Cent, because apparently 50 Cent, okay, here he go in his hustler mode. Talking about now he want to work on a documentary regarding Luigi. Well, can we get the one with Diddy first? Because you was talking about that you was doing one with Diddy. Now you doing one with Luigi. So which one gonna come first, or which one? Have you even started the Diddy one yet? That's what I'm wondering. So 50 Cent is not only was not one to shy away from sharing his unfiltered thoughts on controversial events, frequently giving his no holds barred takes on Diddy's alleged SA crimes, for being one of them. Now he's not just weighing in with his opinion on United Healthcare shooting suspect Luigi Mangione. He's also teasing a major project about him. Now, shout out to Vibe for this story. So on Tuesday, December 10th, the hip hop mogul took the social media to share his fascination with Mangione, calling the accuser shooter special. In his now deleted this what it took for him to delete something? You don't delete anything else. Now, they said in his now deleted post, 50 Cent revealed that he had come across a portion of Mangione's alleged manifesto and felt compelled to bring the story to light. Well, you ain't the only one because I read it on the show yesterday. Saying, I don't know, I kind of like this killer. This is what he wrote. I'm sorry this is going the way it is, but I'm doing a documentary on him. He is special. I apologize in advance for anyone who doesn't understand. Now, the manifesto, which was allegedly recovered by police, caught 50 Cent's attention for his chilling content and the level of detail in Mangione's explanation of the murder. Now, a highlighted portion read, to the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, and a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, had some straggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. Now, Mangione, 26, was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after McDonald's employee recognized him and alerted authorities. Well, guess what? Because I heard the latest, and I don't know if this is well, you know what? I feel like most people have been confirming it, but apparently the employee that snitched, you want to know something? I tell you, Carmen don't never forget an address, and that Carmen came real quick to collect because apparently the employee that thought they was going to see a big payday by throwing him under the bus and snitching ended up getting fired from the job because they felt like they put everybody at risk and you were on the clock. You shouldn't have been trying to call 911 or whatever the case was. What you should have did was told your manager, because I don't know if that's what the person did, that oh, I think the assassin is up in the building eating the hash brown. That's what you should have did. You should have covered yourself instead of trying to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my little $50,000 and then I'm gonna quit. $50,000, yeah, it's a cute little bean. It's a cute little coin or whatever. But you ain't gonna get far with $50,000. Or maybe you would in Pennsylvania. But eventually you're gonna still need some money to come in. So even if I would have got my 50 grand, I still would have worked my job. But then again, you would have had a lot of people pissed, a lot of people coming up in there review bombing, which we've already seen on social media, that people have review bombed that McDonald's, and now they have to hire security for protection. Because God forbid, they don't know what's going to happen because people are pissed off that y'all got Luigi locked up. You got locked up, they won't let me out. I was like, why this not? Oh, thank you. I was like, why wasn't it scrolling over? See, it is a screenshot of 50 Cent because I had to get that before it was taken down. Now, they said currently facing charges of murder, possession of an unlicensed firearm, forgery, and providing false identification to authorities. Mangione has been denied bail. He is now awaiting extradition to New York, where he will stand trial for his involvement in the crime. Now, while the case remains under investigation, 50 Cent's interest in Mangione's story has sparked a wave of intrigue within the hip hop community, with the rapper turned producer eager to explore the complexities of an alleged killer he describes as special. Well, I feel like, you know what, 50, I understand that this feels a little, on the surface, it does feel a little exploitative. I really hope that you are planning on maybe taking the Michael Moore route. You can sit up here and talk about Luigi and want to explore him and figure out why he did what he did. But if you are going to do that, I think you need to also explore the medical industry and the insurance companies and the fact that they deny people the ability to get the care that they need. So if the doctor is saying that you need this care, and if your if Medicare or any of the medical insurance that you have is saying that they're going to cover certain things, but then you have this healthcare company sit up in here and deny what you're supposed to get, United Healthcare is going to come in and be like, no, we're not going to cover that. And then you're just going to let this person wither away and die or suffer from the pain and get caught up in, opioids. And I feel like that also causes, this uprise in the opioid crisis of why people get addicted to painkillers and things of that nature, because it's like the pain can be so unbearable. And if the doctors are not, if the companies are not going to be able to cover this, it's like, well, yeah, now I got to become addicted to things. Or if you can't even afford your medication, they get caught up in pharmaceutical drugs, well, not pharmaceutical, street drugs, the cheapest stuff like meth and things of that nature, because the Percocets and all the other painkiller type of medication becomes a little too expensive. So now you got to go through drastic measures to be able to numb the pain that you have. And then you all of a sudden are caught up in this addiction. So it becomes this downward spiral. So you can combine this whole story of what Luigi did, and you're going to dig into him and kind of remix it with a little bit of Michael Morrisicko for the 2025, because 2024 is about to be over soon, for the 2025 audience, then I'd be here to see this documentary. I just want Ryan Murphy to keep his little greasy fingers off of this story. We don't need you coming in trying to mess up the thing with Luigi because he's cute. And then you want to sit up in here and turn this into like this can't be the new Monsters, because Monsters is Ed Gein and they working on that. But if you decide to do season 4 Monsters, the Luigi Mangione story, that you got Luigi having all kinds of sex with men, or you got him shirtless, or he's trying to hunch his brother if he has one, all the stuff that he puts up in all the homoerotic exploitative stuff that Ryan Murphy like to put in the thing that ain't got nothing to do with the damn story. It's just a reason to show some sweaty dude, possibly either Dave Franco or Cooper Koch. I've already shipped who I want either or of them to play him, to be doing homosexual stuff up in there for some damn ratings. I'm like, just tell the damn story. Don't get me wrong. Seeing a hot guy all sweaty and greasy or whatever is like cute or whatever. But if it ain't got nothing to do with the story, don't put it up in there. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of 50 Cent possibly working on a documentary about Luigi Mangione? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Excuse me. Okay. We have some comments. You said, I think Trump is over his head. I feel he didn't want to run, but I think also, I don't know if it was necessarily MAGA pressuring him, because they could have put anybody up in there. They could have did like what Biden could have did. You could have tried to basically take somebody to usher in your next generation of person that you feel is going to be able to take the mantle. Similar like Biden. We didn't want him for two terms. We said the one term, and that was to get Trump out, and you were supposed to fix America and unite the people, is what they said. But then he beat him by a slim margin, but he beat him, and then he got arrogant, and then he went off, he went against his word. And they didn't take the time to really go in and usher in the next person. I know everybody's like, well, I've been hearing that they're trying to get Gavin Newsom to come in. Now, Gavin Newsom's got a podcast, and he's trying to be personable with people. And I feel like he's trying to usher himself to be the next president, because he is very John F. Kennedy-esque with the good looks and all that other stuff. So they're trying to do that. That's their direction. Then I heard that AOC is trying to push up for a new job. I can't remember exactly the title, but I saw it on the TV when I was working out in the gym that she's trying to go up for like a higher position or something in Congress. And I'm like, good for her. Who knows? Maybe down the road she'll be the next president, in a couple of years. But I think he ran to stay out of prison because all these people were coming after him. So that's the reason why he ran. He didn't run because MAGA pressured him. I just feel like he did it because he didn't want to go to prison. He said, damn, child, I wasn't even thinking that. I thought maybe 50 was saying like special as in special ed. My name is Special Ed, and I'm a super duper star. Every other month, I get a brand new car. I got, and I still want more. You know that song from Special Ed. But anyway, the people wanted Trump. The people didn't want Vivek, Nikki Haley, or Ron DeSantis. Yeah. And he's like putting all these people in office, and already he's pissing off MAGA with a lot of these choices. But the problem is he wants to put loyalists in there instead of people who are capable of doing the job. And sir, it is not about licking the crack of your ass. It is not about your ego. That it's supposed to be for the best of the country. And that's what, even though the politicians are all getting their hands dirty in other ways, it's not always about your ego. You have to put people in positions where it's like they at least know what the hell they doing. But you putting people in there that's like, why the hell you got Vivek big head ass? And I was surprised that he was a lot taller than I realized. I thought he was like this short dude with a big head. He ain't short. Because I told you when I worked the Trump rally, I seen all of them. I think Nikki Haley wasn't there. Ron DeSantis wasn't there too. I can't stand that old short queen. But okay, now you said Gavin Newsom probably will get the Democratic nomination, but he'll have to be prepared to criticize, yeah, homelessness, the high prices in California, being governor for most blue and rich say, yeah, he definitely gonna have to answer to all of that. Especially because, you know, like with the high prices in California, the high homeless rate. I mean, Skid Row's still there, but you know what? I guess with all the different politicians that have come and gone in California, Skid Row ain't never going no damn where. Well, goddamn. You said Attention Tour has 70 dates. 70 dates. Jesus. She probably gonna be touring about as long as Taylor Swift. I'm like, did they add some more to the American dates or this is all overseas? Because I'm like, 70, that means they must have extended it. But good for her. Kylie deserves it. Look, it's been a minute since she's toured. Like, she hasn't given really a proper tour, like, because of the pandemic. She couldn't even tour with that. I felt, what was the last tour that she did? The Golden Tour? That was like her last tour, and then she's come out with like 3 albums since then. So, um, She'll be on tour for a minute. The 80's not bad, and neither is 70. 70 is a good amount of time, but she's gonna be, you know, because she's touring America, and well, she's touring America as well as overseas. I feel if she wasn't touring the U.S., it'd probably be a lot shorter. But yeah, think about the amount of money she's about to accumulate from this tour. Most of Trump's cabinet is getting denied. That is the funny part, is that everybody he's trying to put in like denied, denied, denied. I could just like the stamp denied, denied, denied. Like that paper's probably full of red paint. They're like, nope. And it's gonna get to a point he gonna run out of so many of these people. And you know what? That'd be the good thing too, because it's like, yeah, see, I try to get y'all in, and they saying no, and then they really just slip in the red. And people that's qualified, but it's like every time they put somebody in, they're far worse. But then again, I'm just like, I think I'm giving Trump way too much credit because I'm like, yeah, then you could just be like, see, I tried to get y'all in, but they like, no, we don't want them. We don't want Tulsi. We don't want Ron DeSantis. You see what the hell he doing in Florida. And they just said that whole situation. What was it? What was it, Texas? Where they shutting down 3 schools? I said, well, look, these are the idiots you voting on. Look what happened. Now you got to figure out how you getting your kid to you got to drive to a new zone to get your kid an education. But y'all rather vote to hurt other people than vote for to make things better for you. So like, no, we don't want those people over here with us. Because I didn't see nobody outside the white folks in them videos when I was watching on, I think it was Neighborhood Talk, one of them had it. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? Y'all will vote for against your own stuff because y'all so caught up in your own racism. Oh, we don't want them to have what we have. But I'm like, you do know you're hurting yourself in the same process. But it's like it don't compute. Latin America got extended. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, well, she does have a huge Latin audience. She should do one. I mean, look, Madonna did one. Katy Perry did one, which I think her Copacabana show is on YouTube. I still haven't watched it yet. Lady Gaga's about to do one, which I'd be curious to see. And I think Kylie should do one too. I'm actually looking forward to when her tour comes because it's been a minute since I've seen her live. Like the For Me For You tour was like the last time. You know, she did two shows here in New York, and I got to go to both of them. So I've seen her twice. This will be my 3rd time, but this will be the first time that I get to see her in an arena. So that's gonna be awesome. All I know is when I'm working that shit, I'm like, nobody bother me. Figure it out. Go to your own seat. I'm like, I'm having a Kylie moment. I'm kidding. But I'm thinking I am going back and forth on possibly buying a ticket. But if I do, I know I'm going to have to go to the box office in the building and do it because I'm like, I don't know how to do the whole discount thing. So I'll figure all that out. But anyway, let's move on. Child, let's get into this mess. So apparently Papoose and Remy are fighting all over social media. Child, there was some, and I only got like, let me see. There's about 8 windows open of them going back and forth. And I'm sure because the neighborhood talk like posted 50 damn thousand posts a day on their Instagram, they probably have way more. So, but I'm like, I'm not gonna sit up here and go through all of like continue to keep rebuffering and then uploading more stuff because it's gonna get annoying and I'm gonna be annoyed. But anyway, just to fill y'all in, now I did hear that maybe I believe for like maybe the past year or two, Remy and Papoose have been quietly going through a split. She's been accused of cheating. He's been accused of cheating. Sidebar: my sister actually went to school with Papoose in Brooklyn. That's how I'm like familiar with him. But he and Remy, they've always had like this whole situation of like black love, and I think a lot of people put all that on them, especially like the way they carry themselves. And I was like, yay! Look at these people from the hood that's showing like love is a great thing and love can last. And then of course, then the reality hit. All that glitters ain't gold, apparently. So it says one of hip hop's favorite couples, Papoose and Remy Ma, confirmed their split in an explosive social media spat this morning, and all gloves are off. Now, on Wednesday evening, their marriage became the focus of public scrutiny with the mention of an alleged relationship between Papoose and world champion boxer Clarissa Shields, revealed by Remy Ma on social media. So yeah, so she was going out with this girl. First of all, I don't know why I was thinking this, but she looked like Jess Hilarious. And then the boyfriend jumped in the conversation with somebody he want to fight. He wants Papoose to unblock him so that way he can have a conversation. Allegedly, the man that Remy was messing with, who Papoose said he knocked out. But I feel like I'm jumping the gun, so I got to give y'all the whole situation. So with all parties responding, because it was a 3-way on social media and not the good kind. Remy accused Papoose of infidelity, alleging an affair with Shields. Shields will respond to Remy with her own comments and stories. Papoose swiftly responded, accusing Remy of repeated unfaithfulness and branding her a narcissist. Now, the exchange played out on IG, where Remy shared that she claimed what she claimed were incriminating direct messages between Papoose and Shields. She alleged the message were part of a broader effort to tarnish her reputation. Now, Remy maintained that she's monogamous at all times, but said Pap's been trying to sabotage her behind the scenes, allegedly setting traps with his side chicks in attempts to get her arrested. Saying Pap broke his silence on the situation, painting Remy Ma as a lying, cheating manipulator, the usual stuff. But he tells the public he's been asking Remy for a divorce numerous times, only to watch her cheat with battle rapper Easy to Block Captain, while Pap watches over the 6-year-old daughter they share together. And didn't they she does like this cypher type of show where, with like battle rappers and stuff. And wasn't the people that was on it, like there was a bunch of dudes that was on there literally bringing up the alleged infidelity that was going on with Remy, because apparently she was running around with some dude. I believe it was this guy that's mentioned, each of the block captain. So it was like she wasn't even trying to hide the fact that she was out here allegedly laying low and spreading it wide with another man while still married to Papoose. Because I remember hearing the stories of something or another that she was allegedly out here cheating. But I was like, you know what? I just let it go. Because I was like, they not talking about it and it wasn't brought up. So it didn't really phase me none. So yeah, this was some of the posts. She said, Papoose, dumb A, fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa Shields, and she added her too. Laying in my house, he refused to leave. This bitch supposedly supposed to be a world champion boxer and get scary ass hung. And I think she meant and got scared and hung up. Soon as she heard my voice, now I'm telling everything. Oh, and baby girl, you not the only one. And she said, Papoose, you effing dummy. Hey, Miss Shields, he took your advice, but not before I screenshot y'all convo. Oh, he was getting me arrested. The woman that never effed on on him in 17 years while plotting with one of his chicks to try to destroy me. The same woman who could have been used my platform to expose you. I got all your pics and messages from the chicks while I was away and he was holding me down. And then it's like talking about this what is it, FBCK, your movie Ma? I don't know what that means. But I did hear that she's doing some type of movie or something with Ryan Leslie. But anyway, so they said, sidebar, he about to say he wrote me rhymes. Imagine that. And if anything sexual leaks about me, it was him because he threatened that too. Well, here's the thing. We all know that Remy writes her stuff. She do not need help, unlike some of these other rappers out here. And they said, hey, Miss Shields, I'm a one boyfriend woman the same way I was a one husband woman, and I'm a good woman at that. Hence why MFs won't just go. Oh, and he's never going to buy you anything because he thinks he's the prize. He's a taker, not a giver. Plus, I'm the one with the bag. Please stop playing with, well, quiet as it's kept. She is right with that because as much as Papoose is a rapper, way on the ground, Remy was the one that actually still is out here hustling. Yeah, she may not be the big name in rap up on the same level as like a Nicki, a Cardi, a Meg, a Glorilla, and all of those. But Remy still be doing her thing out here. Like I said, she does like the cipher situation that she does. And she does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So she's still getting her bag. And that may not necessarily be dropping hits, but she still got her fingers in the music world and in other endeavors. She said, please stop playing with me because I'm not the enemy you want. I'm not even mad. Actually, I'm very happy. And that's why your boyfriend is mad. Oh, and I know you said you feel stupid, but you look stupid too. And then she put a hashtag, he never knocked nobody out. That was a lie. Hashtag, and neither will you, so relax. Because, she was up here talking about she want to fight her in the ring, talking about she want to battle Remy in the ring. Not as a rapper, but as throwing them bows. And like I says, you got lethal weapons. You're a professional boxer. I know you're not trying to put paws on somebody who's not a boxer. Although, the way the boxing industry is running now with the buffoonery with that, when y'all want to put mixed martial artists to go up against boxers, or a wannabe boxer like a Jake Paul up against Mike Tyson, old ass. The shenanigans that's going on with the boxing industry, I would not be surprised. I want to put a non-boxer up against a professional. So that ain't all because, I told you I came with the receipts today. So hold on because we're going to go through all of these. So now she said this lady, Clarissa Shields, and that sorry ass publicity team been putting out fake stories on me every day to make me look bad and him look like God's gift for too long. I begged Papoose to put out something to stop the narrative and he kept telling me just stay quiet and that's the best thing to do. Well, I'm tired. Oh, and he just said that he would never fuck you because you're ugly. Oh, but don't worry, I saw everything. Now the world's gonna see it since you so tough, boo. I'm like, damn, why y'all taking all this to social media? But I'm living for it because I'm nosy. So, and this, the grist for the mill for this show. And here go the screenshots. She said, but that's okay. We are human beings. No human is going to be able to report the every move. You see nothing wrong with that. You take accountability. You are the one who is married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, you shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safe or to communicate you fell asleep in the sprinter. Then it says, after the office, I'm going to a Christmas party at the office. The CEO asked me to come last week. You don't know that, do you? Then it said, Pap, at IDC, you have to tell me nothing. And this is Remy saying at the bottom that he fell asleep on the phone while talking to Clarissa on the phone, all this other stuff. And she was airing all that out. And they said I'm on Pap's side like button. It's like y'all jumping on stuff. Y'all know what y'all talking about. And it said, sad to say that in this Papoose that Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I've finally moved on, she's playing the victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do the social media foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. She has to go to school. As you can see, I remain quiet through this all. Well, he's right about that. They have been quiet on both sides. And Clarissa was like, this can't be serious. You have 2 boyfriends. And she was like, that's what he told you, LOL. So apparently he running out here saying that she got a multitude of boyfriends. So, this is, all the drama that's going on. I think the guy on the left is who we were talking about earlier. Um, Easy to Block Captain. I'm believing that's him because I don't know what he looked like, so I'm assuming that's him. Oh yeah, it is him because I'm. If you read the damn Shade Room headline, it says that's him. But look, of course. But wait, there's more. So now Clarissa Shields put out a post and delete aimed at Remy. I can't stand when y'all do that. If y'all gonna stand on something, can y'all please stand on business and stop doing the post and delete? That really gets on my damn nerves when y'all do that. Like if I'm gonna stand on something, I'm gonna keep it up there. Be like, and what, bitch? That's just in general. So now she basically wrote this: how a woman with two boyfriends mad at a man that has a girlfriend. She was like, if I ain't the only one, why the hell you tagging me? And then it goes on and says, oh, so we already read the one about the publicity team and all this stuff. Those are the same, it's look like the same post. But there's more. There's another one. She says, since when you let both your phones die and don't call me, get up. I know you hate the internet games, but you need to do something today about this girl. My PR team gonna freak out when they see this. So this is her sharing Remy sharing the alleged messages between the two of them on social media, her and Papoose, and saying that she's been faithful to Pap for 17 years. But I want to know, um, what caused y'all to break up? Is it because, like, you know what? It's like y'all been around each other for a long time, and it's like y'all just grew apart, and um, it just got, ugly, and because of that. But I think, I'm wondering if did I read this one that says, oh, she said, what she always talking about somebody effing dumb. Because she did the hee haw over there on Breakfast Club. Hee haw, what are you fucking dumb? Like when she said that, so she put that in here. Papoose, you fucking dummy. Him and Shields, he took your advice, but not before I screenshot y'all convo. Oh, he was getting me arrested. The woman that never effed on him in 17 years while plotting with one of his chicks to try to destroy me. The same woman that could have been used my platform to expose you. I got all your pics and messages with the chicks while I was away, and he was holding me down. Wait, so y'all been hooking up and having this conversation even when she was in jail? So they said the same woman that could have been used my platform to expose you. I got all your pics and messages from the chick while I was away, and he was holding me down. He about to say he wrote my rhymes. Imagine that. And if anything sexual leaks, that was him, and he threatened that too. So there's more. Where Papoose was responding, saying, I will never get anyone arrested. Once again, you are lying. That can be easily verified. You are the one who play with police. Lying about history that unfolded in front of the world is pathetic. Falsifying text messages that you claim that you claim are from over a decade ago just to create a false narrative and justify cheating as a narcissistic behavior. And that's why I'm like, wait a minute. So that's why I was confused. I'm like, wait, this was going on when you was in jail. You ain't been in jail in a minute, sis. So that's why I was like confused by that. But then we have this one from the Twitter where Papoose was going in again. But basically, it said, sad to say that at Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I finally moved on, she playing the victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do this, the social media foolishness, and then talk about the 6-year-old baby. Yes, we already did that one already. Then we got this one. Hold on. It goes Pat. Why does it look like Yandy? It probably is her. But anyway, so there goes, so Remy Ma posted this, but that's okay. We are human beings. No human is going to be able to report their every move. You see nothing wrong with that. Saying you take accountability. You are the one who is married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safe. And then, yeah, we read all this one already. And then saying how you felt asleep with them. And child, now this way get messy because then Kaya decided to jump into the conversation. Yes, my neck, my back higher. And it basically said, we knew it. Team Remy, don't let the sweet face fool you. It always be the quiet ones. Cheating beat the most. He did everything she said he did. DTNN on repeat. So yeah, this was her that was jumping in with the allegations because, and I think I have that one. Yeah, so this is the one that she was jumping in on and responding, basically saying that while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy Ma was. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies because he was basically saying that she was the one that spent time with the daughter and he was not spending time with the kid. But then Papoose was like, that's a damn lie because I was actually spending time with our daughter during Christmas time. So it's basically a back and forth saying, while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy Ma was. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. Hashtag narcissist. I told her we could divorce like adults. She refuses to do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. I still got the messages of her begging me to lie about the knockout. But who cares? He didn't throw one punch back. Hashtag super soft. Last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position. Everybody saw it. When I knocked him out, Remy Ma woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I went home with my daughter. As you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again. SMH, hashtag narcissist. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife. So there's that. And it said, and so yeah, we got this whole thing about now she's accusing him of abuse. We're basically saying that play with police at Papoose, so you forgot the pool never got finished being remodeled because you were attacking me in the garage and the workers called the cops to get you off of me. I ain't edit ish. Next is the audio and video. Keep effing lying. Wait, y'all got audio? Oh, when it said, and then he goes and says, I will never get anyone arrested. Once again, you are lying. That can never be easily verified. You are the one who was playing with the cops. Stop lying about history or saying lying about history that unfolded in front of the world is pathetic. Falsifying text messages that you claim are from over a decade ago just to create a false narrative and justify cheating is narcissistic behavior. And then this is Papoose literally coming and saying that she's a liar. And basically, he was the one that was spending time with their kid during the time. So it basically says now he calling saying, I cannot take it down. He took this down after you post a whole damn lie. I'll take them down and stop after this. All you do is lie. Is that you looking okay in the background? Regardless of what, I'm with my baby on any important day. You have a bad gambling problem and try to press me for money to have a smooth divorce. I've been asking you to leave and let's quietly divorce for years now, but you said this is the only way you leaving is with a public blow up. You know, I'm not the social media type, and you abuse that. Same way you use the morals I have due to my upbringing and so called gangster girl image against me. Filming me saying things like, oh, not Remy, Ma gonna call the cops for help. You a snitch, you a rat, call your brothers, call Joe. Why would I involve my loved ones who actually loved you too? Seeing that go wrong too many times, and I know I can't beat you. So just let you keep ODing on me. Nah, you tried to isolate me with everything and everyone. And my dumb ass was telling them, now, no, you don't say nothing about the real you. You don't anything. Wait, this lettering is so damn little. It said, you do anything to keep the black love image I helped build for you. And you was okay with the lies being told about me. How many friends or family of mine have you purposely made uncomfortable and pushed away? More importantly, my daughter worships me and I'm a fantastic mother. And you know that I take great care of her. Don't try to paint that narrative. Now we can both stop pretending and hiding. Well, child, I just need y'all to get off the damn internet with all of this because it's just messy. And yeah, it goes on and on and on and on and on where it's just so many things where it's like Remy showing proof that she was with her daughter on Christmas. Then we have Clarissa Man, Tony Rich basically jumped into the Remy and Pap drama talking about when I hit Remy Ma, don't y'all be on my nuts. Well, you talking about hit her in the face or you talking about hit her as in having sex? Because if we sit there doing that, and then Clarissa and Remy were going back and forth on social media, where she's talking about Clarissa Shields versus real Remy Ma February 2nd. Come get your ass, we'll crash out. And so then there's another one that said, I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this. Clown behavior. And Remy was like, I'm not 45 yet, but you are 29, and I'll just say this. You not aging like wine. Well, hold on. Let's pull her up because quiet as is kept. I'm sorry, but Clarissa, you are not cute. Um, so as and I'll just say that you are not aging like wine. Again, though, I'm not your enemy. Tell your boyfriend buy you some flowers and gifts, and he didn't answer any of his phones because he was with his Cali girl this week. So yeah, now people done jumped into the comments with some things, and we can wrap this up because child, this was a lot. Some people are Team Papoose. One person said, we here for Papoose. Another person said, Pap, the first ninja I ever believed. Another person said, she don't want him. She don't want nobody else to have him. Another person said, we rocking with Papoose. That man stayed true and through during your prison sentence. You got out and learned to use Reels and TikTok, and suddenly he fighting for his relationship. If he moved on, we are all sure that he had good enough reason to and deserved to do so. You know that brother is fed up. If he posted it publicly on social media, G's don't even move like that. So you know what? Because and they said one thing's for certain, he liked tough chicks. Because quiet as a scab, yeah, she do look a little rough around the edges. I'm talking about Clarissa, and I was thinking that too. Then when I was looking at Remy, I was like, damn, he do like them rough looking chick. He love a rough neck. Shout out to MC Light because she had a rough neck song. But anyway, so say all this to say to wrap all this up. It's unfortunate that y'all had to go on social media and do all this ratchetness. And I'm talking about with anybody that be doing that, not just them. But I just find it real ghetto that anybody be getting on social media to air their dirty laundry. When it's like y'all got enough money where y'all can just get a divorce lawyer, you file your papers, and go your separate ways. And just be there for the sake of your child. And Remy, you got a lot on your plate too, because isn't your son out here a murderer? And on, I don't know if he's on trial or he's been sentenced or whatever the case was, but her son out here a mess too. The one that, she had the rough relationship with because she was in jail. So Remy got things on her plate. You want to know something? Because of the narrative that y'all created with Black love and all this other stuff, and Papoose has always been seen as this stand-up guy and unproblematic, and Remy has her reputation, it makes sense that a lot of people would believe him over her. Now, could they both be equal of some shadiness behind the scenes? Well, with any relationship, there's always his side and her side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. But based off the narrative, it does feel like everybody is pretty much, seem like from the comments, Team Papoose. So Remy girl, I don't know what to tell you. But, I am a Remy fan. I like her stuff, but the people ain't feeling you right now. So I know this, I just hope that they just wrap this up and we don't have to talk about this ever again. But if any more tea comes out about this topic, I will definitely let you guys know in future episodes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Papoose and Remy and all that stuff. Are you disappointed that, somebody who had been on the pedestal of on the Mount Rushmore of Black love are just going through this messy relationship stuff? And it's just they're airing all their grievances out on social media. So whatever your thoughts are on this, let me know in the comments down below. Onyx says that Kamala allegedly spent $45 million on getting celebrities to attend her rallies. The Sphere advertisement in Las Vegas cost half. And that's why I said, what are y'all doing? Like, why are y'all spending all this money? And you know what? She really could have been of the people if she did not go and spend all this money on frivolous stuff. It could have been just the donations alone from the American people that would come in for that. But no, it's like you want to pay Beyonce and Cardi and who else was there? It was a lot of celebrities. Where they was and Oprah and all them sitting up in there lying, said they wasn't spending money. And here's the thing, I feel like the people that were once seen as the people that we revered and we looked up to, I feel like y'all cachet is kind of dimmed. It's kind of like when the Obamas got up there. The Obamas ain't as hot as they once were when they were in office. Same thing with Oprah. People aren't really feeling Oprah anymore. People are kind of giving Oprah the side eye, and I feel like it's been a lot of things that she's done that has been cringe. One of the things I can think of off the top of my head was when she went and did that thing over in Hawaii. Because you worried about your damn house burning down. Her and The Rock got up there being, kind of rubbing people the wrong way, where they were trying to be relatable, and everybody was kind of looking at you like, there's nothing relatable about what y'all doing. So I think that in the future, politicians need to get off of the celebrity endorsements. The celebrity endorsement is not worth the price of tea in China anymore. Like, a lot of people don't care about what a Jennifer Lopez thinks, or a Mark Anthony, or Ricky Martin, or a Cardi B, or a Beyonce, because they're not relatable to us. They don't know. I guarantee you, you ask any of them the price of eggs, they don't fucking know. I do, because I have to go to the store and buy them. But they don't know the price of eggs. They don't know if the price of eggs have increased or decreased within the last 4 years. They don't know how much their groceries and stuff turns out to, because I'm sure they send somebody with a list and they go and pick up the things they need for their house. So they're not out here doing the regular things that we doing. So it's like, yeah, I don't understand. You went and spent all that damn money. And they said that, you know what, Donald Trump spent less. So yeah, while he had the billionaires in his corner, like the Elon Musks and Dana Whites and Hulk Hogan and all these other people, and Hulk Hogan, Joe Rogan, all these other people in his corner, he didn't spend as much as the Democrats did. So you thought by spending all that money that was going to get you elected? Like, that's not, these people, the regular people don't understand all of that. Sailor Mermaid's in the building. Check your inbox. An FBI informant pleads guilty about lying on the Bidens. And I saw that they were filing some new charges or whatever against some people that had to do with Donald Trump. Not Candace Cameron Bure. I was like, girl, we don't care about your ass. We're talking about the truth about the Biden family. Oh yeah, Brian Mills, I know him. It's about Candace Cameron Bure issues a political PSA to conservative women that divides fans. If she don't get her, why is she even? I can't stand Candace Cameron. So they're talking about that. She wrote in something called the Conservative Woman's Guide podcast, telling fans to be brave and speak their values. And then they talk about the Fuller House actress shared a preview clip of her podcast appearance on social media, leading fans to share mixed responses. In the short video shared via Instagram, Cameron Bure, who's 48, lives older than that, energetically told fans, "We are braver together, but to see people stand up and speak their values, it gives me courage. And I know when I stand up and speak my values, it gives you courage. So keep doing it. Stuff the fear down and take the leap of faith." Girl, what are you talking about? She think about saying fear and faith and all the other stuff, those buzzwords that they use with the Christians, that it gives some sort of validation of what she's saying. Then she goes, "It is true what we talked about. You might lose people in the process before declaring, but there's a whole other army of us waiting to go." Like, yes, I said, girl, are you going to tell us that you voted for Trump? Just say that. Because what the hell are you talking about? You're talking about, well, yeah, you got to speak your truth and your values. And first of all, nobody is denying you the ability to have an opinion. But why is it always the people that are like a Candace Cameron that is like, my opinion is the only opinion that matters, that my religion is the dominant religion, and everybody's supposed to just do what we want, and we need to change policies and things and mix church and state and all this other stuff because we're the most important. Christians are the most important religion in the world. I was like, who said that? First of all, the Christianity is not the oldest living religion. Yeah, there's billions of people. Well, I don't know exactly off the top of my head how many people are Christian. I would say, could we say billions of people? But there are people who are Muslim. There are people who are, there's so many other faiths that people go by. Why can't we just respect other people's opinions, agree to disagree, and move on, and not being like, well, yeah, we can speak our thing and stand on it, but you're gonna devalue who I am as a person and my belief system because you feel like your belief exceeds mine, or what you got going on is more important than what's going on with me. I don't think that's right. It's like, I don't tell you how you go and live your life, who you should worship, or who you should sleep with, and all this other stuff. But you get these people like her and a crazy ass brother that want to jump into conversations about the gays, even though she had no problem with them doing her hair and makeup when she's on them sets, unless, I don't know if they got homosexuals running around on them Christian movie sets, beating her face, puts a little powder on her face and her hair. Yeah, I don't like her. I know. It was like, you know what? I wish she would just shut up and act. It's kind of like what they always say about us. Y'all need to leave politics out of acting and movies and music and even though politics have always kind of been interlinked within art. I don't know where y'all been, but y'all need to wake up with that. Like, since Vietnam War and all the other stuff, like, there are songs about that. There are movies that have political things in it, social issues or whatever, social economic or social issues in general. So, but it's like, but when it's their stuff, it's okay. But when it's something they don't agree with or makes them uncomfortable, then it's like, oh no, you need to shut up and dribble. You need to shut up and that. But what about all these other footballers like Alice? What is his name? Harrison Ass Kisser from the Chiefs, who was out here saying all that Christian conservative stuff. Y'all ain't tell him to shut up and play football. But Colin Kaepernick takes a knee and he should be just burned at the stake. So it can be good for one, but not for the other. And that's why I think a lot of people don't really like people like her or the MAGA, because you're not willing to listen. It's like you believe what you believe, and you want everybody to agree with what you do and what you agree with. It's not how the world works. It said a Florida woman was arrested for sending death threats to her insurance company. Insurance companies are even thinking of shutting everything down and planning on. Okay, well, look, they can go through the situation. So it just seems like, you know what, because of Luigi, you're going to get a lot of people that want to jump on that bandwagon instead of just actually really thinking about, you know what, we need to be taking on the insurance companies and the things they do to people and how they take advantage of people. I just shared in the group chat, there's audio of Diddy talking to someone on the phone in prison. Ooh. Let me see. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I did see this video. There was like a young lover allegedly murdered his millionaire boyfriend who's 73 by burying him alive in cement. Oh, yeah, I did hear that story, but I think I read it wrong. I thought it was the older man that did the younger dude. I'm like, it was in reverse. Child, Wendy Williams speaking on the Beyonce. Let me see if I can play that here.
Beyonce recently appeared on an Australian show, and when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled. As ridiculous as it sounds, I did my research, and we've got the video to hold on. So people started asking, was this baby bump real or fake? Now, big woman who, I had my baby bump. Many of you have had baby bumps.
I'm getting sidetracked, but I don't see the audio. Oh yeah, I do see it. They talking about his phone calls.
We gonna let him have a good fun, but I'm still gonna have a laugh laugh.
Nah, what he's saying here's something that everybody's been saying, yo. None of the celebrities that were very close to him over the years, been all over videos and stuff, have said anything. Even when asked about it, Kevin Hart didn't say nothing. Rihanna, Jay-Z, Beyonce. A lot of these people have been stone silent. So because of that, I'm starting to think that, does he really have something on these people or not? Because he's pretty
probably does. But you want to know something? If that is his actual phone call, then he's an idiot. Because they record everything when you're in jail. So, some people be like, okay, that was not him, that was AI. That'll probably what somebody will come out and say. Yeah, the ghetto, definitely. Jennifer. Oh, did she? Oh, yeah, she did give a speech. And that's why I was like, none of these people are relatable. Well, there's also video of Oprah giving Toni Braxton a hard time about her spending money. But meanwhile, they be out here doing it. And they said Toni said she was so mean to her. Hopefully, there's a lot of people that have stories about Oprah. I don't particularly care for her, but whatever. I can't with her either. Not Candace, Karen Bure. Okay, I was like, where are we? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let's lighten up the load. Let's talk about Miss Tay Tay, who apparently is being burned out or was burned out by the Eras Tour. And so it's no secret that Taylor Swift has been emotional leading up to the end of her near 2-year Eras Tour concert series. In fact, a previous report indicated that she's been leaning on her boyfriend, Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs, as she enters a difficult transition now that she is no longer on the road to tour, which I totally get, because it's like when that adrenaline is running and you on the tour, literally back and forth doing that. Because the one thing I liked about her is that she would do a portion of the tour, take a break, like a month, and then go back and do it. And I feel like maybe that should be the new thing that artists do. It's like, if I'm going to tour, for an album for 2 years, I need a good 4 weeks off so that I can relax, hang out with my friends, eat, do what my heart's desire. And then maybe like in the last week, okay, we get back to rehearsals just so I can get the gears running again. And then we go back on the road again. On the road again. So, and yeah, so now that she wrapped it up, I could definitely see like, you know what, you need to unwind because she is that adrenaline is running. I don't know. It takes a minute for you to like decompress because it's like that you on that cycle. So the pop superstar who turns 35 tomorrow, that would be Friday, is definitely looking forward to some downtime. And boyfriend Travis Kelce has encouraged her to do so. This is according to an insider. Now Taylor was ready for this tour to wrap because she's burnt out and is looking forward to some rest and relaxation. Now, Swift planned for her Eras tour to wrap right before her birthday so she can have some time off to celebrate her 35th birthday and the holidays. The Grammy winner Eras tour kicked off in Glendale, Arizona on March of 2023 and concluded in Vancouver on December 8th. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end, who certainly, yeah, that end is tight, honey. 35 is so inspired by her and proud of all the hard work that she's done, according to a source. Now, at the same time, Travis feels it's important for Taylor to take some time out for herself. Now, as previously reported, over the past 2 years, the Cruel Summer singer gave an extra $197 million in bonuses to her dancers, choreographers, and other members of her tour staff, saying that Taylor has so much to feel grateful for this birthday, not only for the incredible fans, but for the entire crew who poured their hearts and souls into this tour, according to the source. Now, Taylor knows she couldn't have done it without each and every one of them. Meanwhile, the Super Bowl champion wants to make Swift's birthday extra special as the singer approaches her milestone birthday on December 13th, according to a source who previously told this to Page Six. Now, the NFL athlete has been shopping for Christmas and birthday gifts for Taylor for quite some time now. And it's funny how, like, what do you get? Like, for me, I would ask this, as a boyfriend who's a football player, what do you get a girl that could pretty much buy whatever the heck she wants and is a billionaire? I think it's like you got to really get her something sentimental. Like, she loves her friendship bracelets. So you probably have to get her like something really sentimental that she would like could cherish or whatever the case is. And I really hope that their relationship is real and she doesn't plan on using, their relationship or whatever issues that's going on with them for the follow-up of the Tortured Poets Department. Because, a lot of people out here speculate and say that their relationship is fake. And we have that group, that show from Australia that was trying to predict when they were going to break up. And then they had that little manifesto situation that came out that said that there was some PR firm that had said that they were going to break up in September and they had to debunk those rumors. And then they never broke up. And I was like, well, yeah, if we break up, then it's going to prove them right. That would be the cynical side of me saying that. But, there'd be people out here who create AI or whatever the case is. And you know what? I don't want Taylor to be a statistic like a Jennifer Lopez or Madonna or Cher, where it's like, yeah, y'all gonna be single for the rest of your life, so you might as well just go out and get you some young trade to go clean your pipes. Because a lot of men aren't willing to be that stand-up person that can measure up to you and be like, you know what, you need to go do your own thing. And I got my own thing going on, and I'm not intimidated by the fact that you are wealthier than me, that you have a lot more, that you are way more successful and more well known. Because quiet as it's kept, unless you knew sports, a lot of people didn't know who Travis Kelce was. Because now that he's with Taylor, yes, his cachet has improved, and he's wound up getting in a lot of things. Like, I don't think if he wasn't with her, I don't think that all these other opportunities. Maybe they would because of football and sports stuff. The other things would have came. The podcast and all the other stuff probably would have came. But I feel like maybe people really wouldn't have paid far more attention if he wasn't with Taylor. I still think the same thing with Grotesquerie. I do not think he would have been put in that show if he wasn't with Taylor Swift. And that's basically Ryan Murphy opportunistic behind doing stunt casting like he did with Kim Kardashian on that horrible last season of American Horror Story, which I hope that there's no more seasons of that show coming because they haven't been watchable since Coven. So I like the idea of that. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. Like, if, when you've been doing something for so long, how you are just so tired, like you don't know how do you unwind? How do you decompress? And I know she's been touring since she was a teenager, but I feel like the Eras tour is something That's a completely different beast. She hasn't, I don't think she's, off the top of my head, I mean, the Swifties, y'all can jump in the chat and let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't think that she's done a tour of this magnitude in her career. She's done many tours in the past, but I don't think she's toured like she's toured the Eras tour. So kudos to her. And you know what? You can say what you want about her. And yeah, like I've said many times in the past, I'm not a real big fan of her music. I like some of her songs. 1989 is my I was gonna say I'll say is my shit. I do love that album because it's like when she went more synth poppy, and I love a synth. And that's like my genre of music that I like. So when she jumped into that realm with the more up-tempo stuff, I was like, okay, I can get that. I was living for the songs that was on there. So I was liking where she was going with that. But all the other stuff was like, yeah, that's not my judge. But if anybody come out with a pop record, I'm going to listen to it. So you can say what you want about her and how she seems at damn near 40. She's writing songs for 12-year-olds, or she's writing songs from the perspective of a 12-year-old, and that's all cute or whatever. But you can't knock how she is, what she's done with the music business, how smart she is with her, her business savvy, and how she's pretty much pissed off a lot of the overlords in the music industry because she don't need them to get stuff done. Because it's like her fans pretty much will railroad through, and how she's basically got the industry in a chokehold, how she re-recorded all her stuff, and how she's making money off of those versus the other demos that she had or the other song that she has under Big Machine and all that other stuff, and then Scooter Braun and all that mess. So kudos to her. So I'm like, I'm sure she'll unwind and all the other stuff. I think that she needs to just take this time to have fun, spend time with her man who's out here currently playing and football season and all, and do all the things that she needs to do and unwind and stuff, and just take an extended break from the music unless she gets inspired again. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards to Taylor Swift and Travis encouraging her to take some time off and relax? It's good that she has somebody in her corner that is encouraging that, and it's like, yeah, you can come to more football games and bring the ratings up. Even though the ratings is good over there, but it's like, and then let the media take advantage by like just showing Taylor Swift ad nauseum on a damn Jumbotron, which is going to piss a lot of people off, but that's not her fault. That's the media trying to capitalize because they're using them too for their own gain with the ratings and things. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so she said Travis wasn't with her at the children's hospital she visited today. She went by herself. Well, he's probably because, he's playing football. So he ain't got time. One hit wonder asked Elon on buying TikTok. No. Hell no. First of all, he buys TikTok. We definitely leaving. We're like, no, y'all can sell it. We don't want him putting his hands on it. He's already ruined Twitter. There's been pictures of Billie looking tired and stressed on tour recently. She needs to take a break because she seems to not have the type of drive and stamina of a Taylor Swift, who's a lot older than her. And sidebar, I did see that Billie does have a Tiny Desk episode that's out currently on YouTube. I haven't gotten around to that yet. Okay, so you said, I saw a video where Jaguar Wright was saying Billie's career is cooling down. I'm like, no, she's on tour. Jaguar don't know what the hell she's talking about. If anybody's career has cooled, it's hers. Because when the last time she put out a record that somebody actually put on? And we're not trying to take away from Jaguar's talent because she can sing. But she's mostly she's like Azealia Banks. She's known more for running off of her mouth and saying a whole bunch of stuff on social media or whichever channel will put her on to give her a platform versus her artistic endeavors. And it's like, yeah, Billie her career has not cooled down. She's already got multiple Grammy nominations. She is currently touring. I did work her tour. So, and Hit Me Hard and Soft is a hit. So what is she talking about? Roro says, I might be out of line, but something tells me Taylor has never had her pipes clean in a way. Oh, you mean because he like that black coochie? Remember when Travis got with that black woman, she had him running around with a fade, which they try to call her Travis Kelce. I was like, y'all not going to do that. And you said, because artists don't have other ways to make money, fans criticize product placement, doing other things to make money. So what can they do when people won't look? These fans need to go sit down somewhere. It's like, if my only source of income is that I have to do brand deals or whatever the case is, why the hell are you criticizing what I'm doing? Hello, Crow. I think this is how you say your name. Says she looked like a sliced toasted white bread with. Yeah, getting them pipes clean. He said that's why I say I think he used Taylor to get more famous. Well, look, I do feel like it is a package deal when it comes to those type of situations where it's like, yeah, you get when celebrities or whatever get in a relationship, whether it's two singers, an actor and a singer, an actor and an actor, or a football player with a singer, or a football or an athlete with an actor, or whatever the case is, if anybody who works in that industry, it's sort of like, yeah, I think they all one hand washes the other. So yeah, he's gonna profit like she's gonna profit. It helps both their cachet. But yeah, her being the biggest star definitely was gonna benefit him. She looks like a piece of spaghetti with boots on. Oh, because you're talking about the dress. He's the little shimmy dress or whatever that's called. According to her book, the plan was to do the Midnight's tour, but like she said, that's boring and typical. But she issued more than just Midnight, so she decided, well, yeah, because you know what, maybe yeah, Midnights would have been kind of boring. But look, you have to come up with something to make your show exciting. Folklore, Lover, and Evermore. So it was decided to do an Eras tour in 3 hours and 15-minute show. Yeah, and that's probably like with the same thing with Kylie Minogue. When it's like you haven't toured in a minute and you got like 3 albums worth of material out, it's like, what do you do? And how long is your show going to be? And I feel like at this point, we've heard Spinning Around and Can't Get You Out of My Head and all those songs so much. I feel like she needs to she's at a place now where, Kylie, you're going to have to do a medley of the classics. And then maybe 2 or 3 or 4 sprinkled throughout that you could do full songs. But for the most part, I really feel like you got to concentrate on the newer stuff and give us choreography and costumes and all that other stuff with the new songs. And as I said, like, yeah, she hasn't toured in a long time. And it's the same thing like I said, Kylie Minogue, she hasn't really given a proper tour. Yeah, she did that virtual concert for Disco, but after that, she hasn't really like toured except for the residency that she did at the Voltaire. You said she hasn't toured since 2018. Loverfest was planned in 2020, but of course the pandemic happened and Loverfest was West and East Coast and London and Germany. A few shows because her mom had cancer. So I applaud her for the brief tour, but yeah, the Lover tour evolved into the Eras tour, which gave the local economy lots of money. And that's one thing I will always give her too, is that every time she comes into a certain city, it helps the local economy. She donates money to food drives, whereas like the people's like the mom money she gave them, they're gonna last a long time. And it's kind of sad that it takes a celebrity like a Taylor Swift to help boost the economy when this is supposed to be politicians' jobs. That's supposed to be their jobs to be doing. But you got celebrities having to do the work. And then y'all be telling celebrities stay out of politics. It's like, what? Well, how about these politicians do their damn job? And it's also important to note that Choco Taylor got on Gen Z after her Folklore album. I wasn't that big a fan of before that album, and re-recording the albums we grew up with really helped her. And probably by accident. I don't think it was intentional that was supposed to help her in regards to the re-records. I just think she was just doing that to get out of the mess that she was in with the the red tape regarding her original demos. She infamously said in her Miss Americana documentary that after Lovers, she thought she wouldn't ever have another big pop girl moment, probably because she was about to turn 30. Well, look, you're never old enough to put pop music out. I don't understand why people seem to think that. I guess, unless you Selena Gomez. See how what I did there with that transition? Who's out here talking about how she's too old for the pop star life. Now, Selena Gomez has revealed that she sees her pop star chapter coming to a close in a candid new interview with Variety. And I also want to say before I get to that, a huge congratulations Yeah, because I'm on RuPaul stuff. To Selena, who is engaged to producer Benny Blanco. And I think that's cute. Hopefully she makes it down the aisle and they make it a thing. So shout out to Billboard for this story. Now, as part of Variety's Actors on Actors series, which I've noticed, I always thought they were doing that show once a week, but I've been noticing they've been dropping shows, seem like daily, in regards of like the Actors on Actors. So, as part of Variety's Actors on Actors series, the Emilia Perez actress sat down with Saoirse Ronan, who starred in Blitz and The Outrun. During their wide-ranging conversation, Ronan points out Gomez's musicianship, which makes an appearance in Emilia Perez with a solo that Ronan calls dirty and sexy and raw. And I heard people was criticizing the way she speaks Spanish in the movie too. I haven't gotten around to watching it. I am going to watch it before Oscar season starts, but they were criticizing her Spanish. She said she had 6 months to learn Spanish. She don't really learn it. And yeah, unfortunately, it's like, we ain't going to get a whole conversation about Latinos and assimilation and how they teach you to like not speak the language because of things that's going on in regards of we got to assimilate into the white people because you don't want to be accused of being a migrant and all the racism that comes with that and the xenophobia and all that stuff. So she said she had 6 months to learn and she did the best she could. And I'll have to watch the movie to hear how she said, but look, it's either you get her speaking Spanish or Jennifer Lopez, who also gets read for how she speaks Spanish. Now, in response, Gomez shared, I love storytelling and my music career is separate. However, I don't see that being a forever thing. She then elaborated that she'll always have music in my life as her boyfriend, Benny Blanco, is an award-winning songwriter, producer, and musician. So I love having moments to do it for fun. It can be a little vulnerable when you're putting yourself out there versus escaping into a character. Now, Gomez concluded that she believes her strong suit is probably acting, adding that one thing I'm proud of in music is being able to tell a story. My favorite songs are mostly ballads, and they're very transparent and honest. Now, ultimately, the multi-hyphenate revealed that she thinks she might be a little too old for this pop star life, but is genuinely so happy to just be in the new era of my life because in a lot of ways, it's just the beginning. Now, Gomez had previously opened up about her desire to shift away from music and focus on acting. So I think I've done as much as I wanted to do with music, but it's exciting because I feel like I haven't even started in film and TV. She most recently told The Hollywood Reporter last month, adding that she's almost done with the pop star career, saying music isn't going away. I just set it down for a second. And I totally can understand where she's coming from with this. Because I feel like, you know what, with music, it could be taxing, it could be emotionally draining. And the thing is, when you're doing music, it's like, yeah, you are giving a part of yourself that is showing your vulnerable side and showing all the different sides of who you are, versus when you're an actor, you just get lost in this character because this character is not you, but you bring a sense and an essence of who you are into the character that you're portraying on the big or small screen. So I totally understand that. And it's like, yeah, and I don't understand like traveling the world and getting on stage and performing for 2 hours. Yeah, that could be mentally and physically exhausting. Like we just talked about Taylor Swift before the show, where it was like Travis telling her she need to wind down a little bit after now that she's wrapped up the Eras tour and performing that for 2 years. Yeah, it could be grueling and it could be draining, and then you got to deal with the politics of music. And, oh, well, you're a flop, and the haters talking about, oh, well, your stuff ain't charting or the song ain't as good as the other one. So it's always something negative. And the good thing with acting is like you can always keep going with that, even if you kind of been aged out of certain things. And acting, you can always make experimental choices. You could always do other things, but I don't think anybody is ever too old for the pop star life, unless you're talking about the whole lifestyle that comes with it. But as a performer, it's like you can always get up there and just do your songs and do other things. And I like the fact about with Selena, yeah, she may not have the most spectacular voice, but quiet as it's kept, who does in this day and age? But I like that how she continues to evolve and tries different things with with her limitations. So I'm here for it. So but I feel like right now she's got the acting bug. And that's what she wants to focus on. I feel like, you know what, Lady Gaga's the same way too. It's like, yeah, out of obligation and the fans to get up off her behind, she gonna give y'all the music. But for the most part, I feel like her passion is in acting too. And we see it from a lot of artists that it's like, the passion is there. Even Ariana Grande recently came out and said that her passion right now is she wants it now because she got the bug and she's doing Wicked and all the attention that she's getting from that. She's got the musical theater bug. So we're probably going to see her do a lot more of that, and the music may take a backseat as well. But look, this is an opportunity for the new girlies to come on up and prove what they got. Like the Chaperones and the Tate McRae's and the Sabrina Carpenters and the rest of them girls. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards to Selena Gomez saying that she's too old for the pop star life? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so Ezra says, it was sweet that she learned a bit of Welsh when she came to Wales. A lot of international celebs don't know the difference. Yeah, it's like Welsh versus like you got the Welsh brogue, you got the UK accent. Who do I know is Welsh? Luke Evans, fine ass. I know he's got a Welsh accent. And I was like, Ewan McGregor, where's he from? Scotland? Because I love Selena Gomez, but she wasn't made for pop music. In my opinion, Disney forced their talent to make money from them. Yeah, that's probably why she doesn't have the bug. Because it's like, yeah, they when you get into the Disney factory, it's like you got to be able to sing and dance and act and all that stuff. And I don't think she really wanted to get into singing. I think she got into singing because, like you stated, that because you weren't part of the Disney machine. It was like with her and Miley Cyrus and Keke Palmer with what? But Keke wasn't she with Nickelodeon? But look, she sings too. And so you get some of these other people that it's like, yeah, you got to be able to sing. You got to be a triple threat. And not everybody wants to do music. But I think, like, yeah, she got caught up in it. And then, I mean, some of the songs was cute or whatever. And the Jonas Brothers and all of them, a lot of Disney kids are pushing. Exactly. A lot of them are pushed into doing music. And it's like, but you got to do their kind of music. Which is why Miley had to take a wrecking ball to some things. Because she was like, y'all not going to have me all Disney-fied. The Welsh language was banned for decades. It's not just an accent. Kids were beaten for speaking it in school. That's crazy. Child. Yeah. I like Hilary Duff. I like that pop album that she came out with. That dance pop record. I was like, you better work, Miss Hillary. Okay, so let's get into this mess. So we're gonna talk about Megan Fox, who apparently her and Machine Gun Kelly have called it quits. And yeah, I was holding on to this because I was like, it's not really a lot going on. So let's talk about it because apparently her man was out here laying low and spreading wild with other women. And she said that's the reason why she broke up with him. So it was like after she just revealed that she was pregnant with Machine Gun Kelly's baby, now they not together. And I heard that she bought I think she purchased an $8 million home or something in California. So they said she discovered apparently that he was speaking to other women behind her back. Now, according to page 6, they said when they went away for Thanksgiving, she became suspicious and decided to go through his phone. Well, child, you don't have a lock on your phone? Or probably when he was sleeping, she probably put the phone, if he got face recognition, she probably just put it up to his face and went through his phone. The Transformer star, who's 38, found text messages involving other women and decided that she was done with MGK, whose real name is Colson Baker. The Jennifer's Body actress always had trust issues with the rapper and singer-songwriter, who's 34, because of past behavior. They've also had their ups and downs over the past few years, but she was willing to look past all that. Well, apparently not, because she grew suspicious and she went into his phone. But they said that she wanted to rebuild her trust with Colson and was excited to grow their family together. And I think that probably was around the time that she got pregnant. Because didn't they break up before? I just when they said that they had split. But I think once she found out that she was pregnant, I think that based off the timeline and me in my head, thinking about the timeline, I'm thinking that once she got pregnant, they were like, okay, let's try to make this work. But he probably was, yeah, we were, that scene out of Friends. We were on a break. And he was up in here texting other women. But then again, she said that she had trust issues with him before. So he probably was out here laying low and spreading the wide and talking to other girls and sending dick pics and all this other stuff to women while they were together. And I know it's like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but I feel like, you know what? Girl, look who you got with. You got with a rock star. And these rock stars, they don't know how to keep the peeing in their damn pants. So on one hand, I'm kind of like not surprised by it. And I know some people's like, who the hell would cheat on Megan Fox? Well, guess what? We could ask the same damn question to Halle Berry. It don't matter how beautiful or drop dead gorgeous you are. Cheaters gonna cheat. Some men just feel inadequate standing next to somebody that's, way more finer than they are. They said, however, after discovering the text messages, she changed her tune. They said Megan is strong, independent woman. All right, Beyonce, and doesn't need a man in her life. Okay. She independent. Throw your hands up at her. So they said reps for Fox and MGK did not immediately respond to Page Six's request for comment. As previously reported, the on-again, off-again couple who are expecting their first child together broke up over Thanksgiving weekend while in Vail, Colorado. Now, the pair's split happened just 2 weeks after the Midnight and the Switchgrass actress announced she was expecting her, and she has 4 children. I cannot believe that. I was like, girl, you're not even 48. You got 4 kids, and that's because she got 3 with Brian Austin Green. You know, David Silver from Beverly Hills 90210. I remember I had the biggest crush on David back in the day, on Brian Austin Green. So it was like, on November 11th, she shared a photo of her cradling her bump while covered in oil. I'm not going to show that up here because she was naked. And I'm not trying to get kicked off YouTube. She also posted a snapshot of her positive pregnancy test, saying nothing is ever really lost. Welcome back. She captioned the carousel of images while also tagging the Bloody Valentine rocker. She is already a mother to her and ex-husband Brian Austin Green's children. She has Noah, who's 11, Bodie, who's 9, and Journey, who's 7. MGK also has a kid. He has a daughter named, was Casey or Cassie. The way this is spelled is Cassie, but it's got 1 S. But she's 15, and he has that child with his ex-girlfriend Emma Cannon. So it's sad to see like they didn't get to make it work, and that Megan and MGK, you know, he's got she's got trust issues. But you know what? I've noticed that happens a lot in relationships. It's like once that trust is broken, it's like you could put in the work to be like, you know what? I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna look past the jealousy, look past me, me side on you in some situations. And I'm going, you know what? For the sake of the baby, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna see if we can make this thing work. But then you out here living the rock star life because you want to, coochie everywhere. And a lot of men, they can't resist the temptation. But I always feel like once you've broken the trust of someone, it's really hard to get that back. So while it was great on paper to be like, well, for the sake of the baby, make it work. Why this is kept? I just kind of felt it in my gut. They weren't going to last. And there's no shade. I'm just saying, I'm just going that based off relationship stuff that I've endured. Like I've cheated and people I've been with have cheated as well. So there's that. I'll say that story for another time. So I'll say all that to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are in regards of Megan Fox and MGK, I'm gonna just call him that because it's a mouthful trying to say his whole damn name. MGK, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so we have comments. Please hold. Oh, you said Dignity where she dragged Nicole Richie. You know what? I was thinking about talking about that Paris and Nicole reunion thing about why they don't what caused their friendship to be what it was. But I didn't think it was that interesting of a conversation. So the fans wasn't believing it. Maybe I should have used that as the angle because the fans were sort of like they was calling cap on their reason on why they kind of had their little separation and beef and stuff. But I was like, I don't care. I was never really a fan of Paris and Nicole when they did their show back in the day. But I do like Paris's aunt, Kyle Richards, which is why when I watch her on Beverly Hills, and then Paris's mother, who's also on Beverly Hills Housewives, because that show was entertaining. Although Kyle do get on my damn nerves with some of the stuff that she does. So I feel like her friendships are very one-sided when it comes to, the respect and all the other stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I could do things, and everybody has to bow down and kiss the ring. And if you piss me off, I'm gonna ice you out. Which is what I think that Kathy does to Kyle. At times, I might watch the Paris and Nicole reunion show they did later. Okay, well, let me know how it is. Because I see they've been doing promotion and stuff around it too. And you said Brian Austin Green basically sent MGK a threat saying, do I need to unalive you for cheating on Megan? Shall we get Eminem to ether you? That led to Megan Fox calling Brian to ask her to. That was funny. Because that's also the father to her youngest kid. Well, yeah, and she'll forever be connected. And the sad part of this too is like, damn girl, now you're forever connected to MGK. It's like Brian Austin Green, them two have been able to make it work in regards to they split. for the sake of the kids, but now you forever stuck with him because you got a baby. That's always a good thing when you can get in and get out of a tumultuous relationship. But once a baby's involved, you're screwed. It was a mouthful. Oh, well, I've seen MGK. He got a big one, but the little tall, skinny ones. They stay packing. They put it on you. That's why these girls like a Megan stick around. I don't think men are made to be faithful because it's in their DNA. Look, I don't think people are in general meant to be with one person or monogamous. I feel like monogamy is a choice. If you want to decide to be with the same person for the rest of your life, then that is a choice that you can do that. But then some people say, well, you going around sleeping with a multitude of people is a choice. But then I'm like, I don't think that people are not property. I don't think that you have to, that when I look at somebody that I was like, I own you. You can't look at nobody else. You can't flirt with somebody, or you can't find someone attractive. We're human. So of course we're going to look at other people, but then people get jealous. You glance over and look at somebody who's attractive, or somebody pays you a compliment. Then these people get jealous. I'm like, okay, you need to work them insecurities out. Cause I don't be looking at it like, but I just feel like if that's something you want to be in, you have to be honest with the person that you're with in regards of that situation. So people need to be upfront and honest when it comes to whether or not they want to be in a open relationship. And I realize that the people that are in open relationships, their relationships last way longer, because it's like, especially in the homosexual community, like, we're not our parents. We don't have to follow heteronormative ideas of what our relationships and stuff supposed to be. Whereas like my parents or my parents' generation or my grandparents' generation, where it was like you were obligated to stay forever with the same person because of, what marriage invites. That whole, it feels more like a business than an actual, do these people really love each other? Because at the end of the day, I do feel like people fall out of love with each other and then y'all end up becoming roommates because it's cheaper to keep her. Yeah, I agree. Possessiveness is not love. And I feel like that's what people think. It's like, because I've had friends that was doing that. And that's why I don't talk to this queen no more. Because he was like, oh yeah, he be fighting. That's so he loved me because he be fighting for me and all this other stuff. And he showed that with him showing that he's jealous that he actually can't. No, if you really think that's love, then clearly, child, you need therapy and an exorcism. Okay, now speaking of exorcisms, let's get into this damn story because it looked like Timothy Champagne gonna need one. Now, child, I don't know what to say about this queen because the grifting be grifting, or the grift be grifting, because I had come across his Instagram. And I saw because I did a video of his about 3 months ago, and shout out to y'all who actually helped get that video to 37K over on the YouTube. So I did a little bit on it, and it's clearly he got a lot of people that like him. And I think he's got over 2 million followers over on the Twitter and on his social media platforms. So he's relatively popular. He is well liked and people like a lot of his stuff over on social media. The problem is, it seemed like whenever he goes over on that Instagram and he opens his mouth, stupidity comes out. So I did a video on him about 3 months ago where he was basically talking about, he was addressing the gay for pay allegations and how much money he makes on OnlyFans, where some people felt like that was coming across a bit disingenuous or it was uncouth, because why are you sitting here talking about how much money you make, or trying to give people the do's and don'ts on if you want to get into the whole OF business and you want to make money and that sort of thing. And it's great if you have a talent and you can find a way to become popular and get in that world and want to create OnlyFans, which is really hard now because it seems like everybody and their mama got a damn OnlyFans. But he was talking about the gay for pay allegations. He was saying that he was bisexual 1 minute because people was accusing him of gay baiting. Then he was trying to go against that. And then he came out a couple of weeks ago and said that he's never been in a relationship with a guy, that he's no longer, that he just has sex with them for work and that sort of thing. And then he says in the video I'm going to show y'all that he's never really hung out with men and that sort of thing. But then there was an interview that I can't remember the model's name. And it's like, look, it's hard to try to remember who a lot of these male models are, because a lot of y'all run around calling yourselves porn stars, but don't have what it was that when I was growing up and you went to the Raging Stallion, you went to Falcon, and you went to Enrique Cruz and all these other places where you had porn stars Porn stars don't exist no more. Now y'all just out here spreading your cheeks and slinging your ding-a-ling for a coin over on OF and JFF. And some of y'all still over there at Austin Wolf's thing that he got for my fans. So the porn star is dead. I just think there's a lot of people out here just making content. And you're making some of you making a good living from it, and some of y'all are faking the funk, and that's fine. If you want to do what you need to do, because social media is not real, I keep saying that to people. And so he was up here boasting and stuff about how much money he makes, and that's great and all. And like I said, some people still like it was a little uncouth, but you know, money can't buy your class, in the words of Ms. Luann de Lesseps. So in regards to the whole situation, he went on he made a recent clip or whatever, because he had, well, a couple of weeks ago, he said that he was leaving Man on Man adult performance alone because he has a girlfriend, and I think he was making content with her. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't subscribe to his stuff, but I've seen some of his things online. And I did see at one point he was kind of doing bisexual stuff, which he was identifying as at one point. Now, because the well is running dry a little bit over there at Timothy Champagne's wallet and his account, now he want to come back and say he a homosexual, and that he could see himself one day getting into a relationship, and how it's with a man, and how it's affecting his relationship. But there was somebody who went on, oh my God, I forgot the name of the damn, what was it, the Wild Podcast, who claimed that he went and had sexual relations or was in a relationship. That's why I was saying, like, a lot of y'all come out here calling yourselves porn stars, but just because you young and blonde and a lot of people like that twink porn don't make you a star. But he went over on the Wild Podcast, and he basically said that he and Timothy were in a relationship, to which weeks later, Timothy went on the same podcast and denied the rumor, or basically debunked what this guy had said. So if y'all remember his name, definitely throw it in the comments, because I can't still remember all of y'all. Quiet as a skip, a lot of y'all don't stand out like how it was back in the day. We had the Joey Stefanos or the Boomer Banks, and, you know, all those other type of people who had those memorable, or the Max Connors and that sort of thing, or the Joey Mills, when y'all actually were exclusives, or the Malik Delgadis. You know, it's like all of a sudden the names is popping in my head. So he went and posted this video. So now he's basically saying that it's affecting his relationship with his girlfriend and how things aren't going well. So of course I had to go pull up the Instagram. You know, the girls was reading his ass for points. So I'm gonna play y'all this clip, and I'm gonna play y'all another one, and then we'll come back. Please hold.
I think I'm actually gay, and my relationship with my girlfriend is not going well because of it. I think not having any physical activity with any men in that way has just made me realize how badly I want it. I've honestly never had a relationship with a guy, and I think I might actually like it better than I do having a relationship with a woman. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do about my current relationship, considering we live together. I mean, I do think I need your guys' support through this time. So thank you for following me and everything. I mean, my income definitely has went down since I stopped working with men too, which isn't great. But for that reason, I mean, I'm probably just going to keep my head down and start working with people again soon. In the meantime, till I figure out what to do next, I'm pretty much just going to keep working and working out, and considering that's what I'm passionate about at the end of the day anyway. Those two things are what keeps my head on straight and keeps the depression away. I'll probably just end up moving back to Michigan with my family in the house that I bought. But to all the single guys out there, I mean, I respond to all the messages on my site, so you can hit me up. Anyway, peace out.
Why does it look like he cut his hair with like a child's scissors? You know, the ones that got like the protection with the sharpness. So I was like, girl, who did your mullet? But you know, the people wasn't buying what he was saying. They saying that basically because the wells run dry over there. And now he's talking about, I mean, if you really listen to people, when they sit there and say that, oh, I think I might be gay and all this other stuff, and I might get back into doing man-on-man things of that nature and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he's like, he slips in, well, the money went down a little bit now that I don't do man-on-man content, which is what, quiet as it's kept, the men was the one that was keeping your income coming in, because, you know, a lot of homosexuals like that gay for pay stuff. They like that there's a boy that says or identifies as bi or has a girlfriend or whatever that gets and dabbles within the man-on-man stuff, that they feel like it fulfills some sort of a fantasy, which, he went on the previous video that I did on my YouTube and pretty much was saying that it's all a fantasy and it's not real and blah, blah. I said, oh, here you go. He reminded me of that. Remember there was a guy that was back in the day when they used to do like magic tricks and stuff on TV when it was like the height of David Blaine and all this other stuff, and you would get this one pain in the ass that was over there on Fox that would debunk all the damn magic tricks. That's what he reminded me of. Just spoiling the fun. Because we don't give a damn about your personal stuff. People just want to beat their meat and watch the stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. We do see y'all as human beings, but I just feel like the way he comes off, it just comes off cringe. It comes off disingenuous. And you want to like him, but he just say dumb shit. But that wasn't it. So he went and posted this video where he was sitting there talking about how he's never really hung out with guys off camera.
I've never really hung out with guys off camera before. And recently I've discovered I'm like way more into men than I had previously thought. And so I actually have been doing some stuff off camera. My relationship with my girlfriend has not been going well, to say the least, which is actually kind of sad. But to be honest, I have discovered I'm like pretty submissive. I do like sometimes playing both roles, but I've never previously thought of myself as like a submissive person, but it turns out off camera, at least, I quite like it, which is sort of funny because I'm 6'5" and like 211 pounds. So I'm like a big guy. I really don't know when I'll start recording my escapades again. For now, I'm thinking of mostly keeping this path of self-discovery private for now anyway. I'm sure I'll change my mind on this eventually, but that's how I want to do things for now. Also, I think I'm like definitely developing a type of guy I'm attracted to, but I don't want anybody to like feel left out. So I think I'm going to keep that to myself. But anyway, I've just been posting every day because like that's what I'm used to doing anyway. But like so much has been happening behind the scenes. It's been fun. It's been sad. It's been a lot of things. One thing I do have to mention, though, is I'm happy to see all your guys' support, all the likes, like all the views and everything. I don't know. It just feels nice to be heard. So, yeah. Peace out.
Why does he always sound like he's reading a teleprompter or he's reading like cue cards, whatever, when he talks? Like, that's another thing. That's another thing, too, that people feel like he sounds disingenuous when he talks, like you just bullshitting people for money. And then you go and say like, oh, if you want to get in contact with him, you could subscribe to his OnlyFans and stuff, which he put up in the thing. I'm like, oh, so him and Jason Luna got something in common, because he tried to pull that shit the other day too when he was on Facebook talking about, I don't really interact with people on social media, so like that. But if you really want to have a conversation with me, you can subscribe to my OF. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. First of all, y'all be out your damn mind when y'all be out here trying to grift for a coin. Like, I get it. If you want to sit up in here and make a living doing sex work, I have no problem with that. Then that gives people the option to want to subscribe to your sub because you putting in the work, and it's all about marketing and all that other stuff. But then when y'all be up in here trying to grift everybody out of their damn money and offering nothing in return, I gotta have a conversation with you when Facebook and Instagram is damn free that you're on. Like, get out of here with that. And then you up in here striking a pose like you Madonna, trying to show off all of your muscles and stuff. And I'm like, that's great and all, but honey, I'm sorry, you being shirtless and you trying to show like your waist is snatched for the gods and you showing off all your definition is not enough for me to subscribe $10 for your damn shit. I'm sorry. So people can like their mediocrity and their basicness and all this stuff. Y'all want to go subscribe to that? You can go ahead and do that. But don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. And that's basically what you're giving me with these videos that you posting up about your girlfriend. Oh, yeah, my relationship isn't going so well, but that sucks. And then goes into promoting himself because the money you bringing in is not accumulating to what you once were getting. From what I heard, he's still bringing in $40K a month. I'm like, what the hell are you spending your stuff on that you can't make $40K a month work for you by doing sexual content? And this is why I said, like, if you're going through some things with your relationships and all that other stuff when it comes to sex, or if you having a crisis where you're going back and forth on your sexuality, and don't get me wrong, it takes a strong man to be getting up in here and getting some man-on-man sex, especially when you identify as straight or bisexual, whatever the case is. Nobody's saying that you gotta come out and label yourself, but if you are going through a self-discovery moment, then go through that self-discovery moment, because not everybody travels a straight line. You know, sometimes we bob and weave through the woods. We tiptoe through the tulips. We do all those things. So so if you're trying to discover and figure out your sexuality, then do that in your own time. But stop doing it on the damn internet. Because then the people in the comments who you talking about was showing you a lot of love. I don't know who Instagram you was reading, but the posts I was seeing they were coming for you. So let's read some of them as a class. Because I love reading a shady post. We do positive stuff, but let's read what they're saying. So one person said, you're only saying this because your monthly income is going down. Another person said, yo, gay baiting knows no ends. The profits went down and now you all of a sudden gay. Another person posted a picture of Annalise Keaton looking at him with a side eye, picking up her purse and going, y'all know that gif, and leaving the room. So another person said, you think you're gay, or you think the money you made from making gay content made you happy and fulfilled, and now the money from queer baiting has dried up. You think you're gay? Another person said, I hope y'all don't believe this. And they put a laugh emoji. That's why I laugh. And another person said, so over this guy, unfollowing and unsubscribing. Another person said his girlfriend watching this and and then it got her looking like she's whatever. And then another person said gaslighting, gay bait, and got like 5 red flags. Another person said, I need you guys support. Support equals money. Another person said, if you are from the LGBTQ community, you should unfollow now. Y'all are shady in these comments. Now, see, look, everybody in here is pretty much saying that you using this, you're lying, you're not being your true authentic self. You're pretty much trying to use the gay community, which a lot of you breeders like to do, to get a leg up. And don't get me wrong, look, this has always been an argument that we've been having about the queer community and how we continue to lust after people who are not a part of our community, people who are just using our community for a check because quiet as it's kept. Men make more money doing man-on-man stuff than they do in women's stuff. Women porn is the same as female modeling, like supermodels and stuff. Those are the two professions, that was the word I was looking for, that where women make the most money. Men are kind of seen as the prop in male porn. I mean, in female porn, female-centric porn. What is like when you ever looked at like when the adult movies and stuff was made back in the day, the women were the ones that were the superstars. When you saw Jenna Jameson and all of them up in there, they were the ones that was making the money. The men were just there to be the tool to bang these broads out. But the women were the stars. It's the same thing with modeling. The Naomi Campbells, the Claudia Schiffers, the Cindy Crawfords, they were the stars. The male models wasn't making as much as the women. But if a man jumped into male adult performance stuff, they made good money there. And now that the studios aren't giving what they needed to be given because they were sort of racist, didn't want to branch out and diversify their portfolio with the type of content we wanted to see, that's when social media happened. And we started getting like these platforms like the OF and the JFF and all these other platforms where people can go on there and you can find a variety of all things. If you want interracial, if you want a black man with a white, or a black man with a black man, different body types, gay men having sex with trans men, if you want, all those different things. Now there's windows and places for all of that because there's a variety of it. And a lot of y'all be out here with your homophobia and your transphobia, but look, we've talked about it on the show regarding what y'all was over there watching over on Pornhub. We went through the list. So a lot of y'all may be out here being transphobic and hating on the trans and the gays and all this other mess, but y'all Pornhub history says otherwise. So yeah, I be wanting to like you, Timothy, but you make it real hard for people to want to be on your side because of the stupidity that continues to come out of your mouth, these disingenuous videos that you keep posting on social media and thinking like it makes you relatable. And then it just goes to show us like, yeah, when the well has run, if you were being a little more authentic and honest, especially in the way you talk, instead of trying to sound scripted and so wooden, which basically like you talk like how you pose, wooden. So I say all this to say, I'm not buying this mess. Like if you're going through a situation in your personal life and you trying to work all that out, then work those things out. because what was the one that I saw? Oh, so someone said, he's starting to realize ain't nobody watching him for his personality or straight porn. And somebody said that he seemed very emotionally disturbed. Literally 2 weeks ago, you posted that you're not into guys and you only did it for the money. 4 months before that, you announced that you were in a relationship with Harley. Now you have a girlfriend. Oh, that's what I think the guy's name was. It was Harley. But he denied that he was in a relationship with him. When the guy went on the podcast, he went on the oh my God, the Wild podcast. And they both went on there, but they went on weeks apart. Then it said, however, 2 months ago, you said you can't be emotionally intimate with guys off camera, and that and only for the money. So now people say, so who are you? Like every 5 seconds, you keep changing your mind. And don't get me wrong, like I said, sexuality is not black and white. Like you can. He's young, so you can, and even not even young. I don't even think we need to even blame it on youth, as they say in one of my favorite movies. Youth is wasted on the young, but that's the boys in the band. So I don't think that is necessarily like it's youth, because there are people that come out in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. There are people that come out way past those ages too. They're applying for AARP and coming out of the closet. So if people are always evolving. Sexuality is a spectrum. Gender identity is it ebbs and flows. And if you are trying to discover who you are and stuff, then that's great. But it just doesn't feel authentic. So, honey, in the words of Blanche Devereaux, Dominique Devereaux, I'm going to say, let me get my girls right. I tasted the champagne, and the champagne is burned. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding Timothy Champagne and his latest stunt queen antics, on him not having the balls, the cojones, and as my girl Anna Navarro would say, to be his authentic self on camera, and him grifting for a coin now that he realized that the straight stuff that he doing, nobody cares about. People want to see him pretend to get plummeled up the butt, or he wants to top some dudes in some movies. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I was like, damn, I had to hurry up and say that before I coughed my damn lungs out. Child, I took in too much air. Anyway, let's get to these before we get to our last topics, which is the drag stuff. Okay, so Onyx says, just confused and desperate. Brown Buddy said, child. The president of Canada already announced, due to Trump coming in, U.S. isn't getting fuel and stuff is blocked. He said, all you have to do is vote Democrats. Good luck on surviving without food. Well, guess what? One of my friends, shout out to Steven, told me he moving to Canada. He's been doing on Zoom job interviews and stuff, and then people trying to talk him out of it. I was like, if that must make you feel like you need to do what you need to do, then go ahead. And in 3 years, he can get his citizenship. And then he was like, if anybody else is interested and want to move to Canada, he's like, I'll help you with that. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, maybe I might want to take a trip up to Drake's continent, where Drake is from. So I need your guys' support. My income has went down, keeps the depression away. That's why I said, child, if you don't get off my damn line, you know what's gonna keep that depression away? Medication and meditation and a therapist. He said, ew, who's that? And the funny thing is, Timothy Champagne ain't even all that. The fact of the matter is, the reason why that y'all like him is because he's white, he's tall, he's got a body, which I'm sure is the gym and steroids, because I do not think all of that is natural. And because, some of y'all just like mediocrity. Like, he's mediocre. I've seen so many other models out here that are 10 times hotter than him, but y'all like him because he's basic. And annoying the hell out of me. I was like, boy, sometimes people like you should be seen and not heard. He a hoe through and through, chair. Today I learned height equal bedroom roles, straight boy logic. Like, I don't give a fuck about his relationship. Nobody did. That's why they stopped paying that money. They're like, they don't care about his relationship. You should have kept that to yourself and still did your content. Or you know how sometimes when these content creators get into relationships and then they significant other want to talk them out of the one thing you knew they was doing when you got with them. It's like, Well, you gonna take care of me? Because if this is the income that I have that's taking care of me, why am I gonna leave that? Who said, remember TT Boy? Wait, who was that? Do I forget? I mean, I forgot who that was. Oh, cut that mullet with. That's why I said, did he cut that mullet with kid scissors? I said Luigi. But you want Timothy Chalamet to play him? Nah, I could definitely see Cooper Koch playing him. I don't think Timothy Chalamet would even take that kind of role. How do you do, fellow gays? How you doing? I just realized he kind of looks like Jack Harlow. Yeah, he kind of, you know what? I've always thought that in the back of my head. It's like, yeah, he got Jack Harlow teeth. Although I think because they kind of favor each other, they're both tall. They kind of got the same kind of haircut, like that white boy from the farm haircut, that Midwest look, which he would just talk about going back to Michigan, speaking of the Midwest. And then I'm sitting there like, yeah, I can see it. But Jack Harlow is cuter, though. But anyway, so now let's move on to our next topic and let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race and the seasons. Yeah, let's do that again. Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race and the season 17 trailer. So now, after a week, or a couple of days, I should say, that we got the RuPaul Drag Race official list of queens who are going to be on the show. The official trailer for the show came out earlier today. And I'm pretty excited, especially because of the guest judges. Now, it was kind of spoiled earlier in the week that Katy Perry was going to be the big judge. You know, every season now they do like a big judge where one season they had Gaga, one season they had Ariana Grande, one season they had Nicki Minaj. And so they've been doing that. So the big girl judge this season, the major judge, I guess we could call it, would be Katy Perry. And I remember hearing that a couple of days ago and everybody was just like, thoughts and prayers to those, I'm paraphrasing, to those who have to endure her. But I think one of the queens on the show, for what one of my friends was telling me, I think it was Joella, who actually, her name is Joella Perry, but she's going by just Joella on the show, that she got pulled up on stage or something by Katy Perry or whatever. And then, so that's going to be like maybe a full circle moment for her because now you're going to get to see her in the first episode. So according to the Wrap, they were saying, you know, with the trailer, that, you know, there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. So Katy Perry is ready to tuck into season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race now that MTV has released the all-star studded list of extra special guest judges, because you know that's how RuPaul be saying it. As seen in the Thursday teaser, joining the pop superstar in early 2025 would be Quinta Brunson, Sandra Bernhard, Paul W. Downs, Tracy Ellis Ross, Doshi, June Diane Raphael, Hunter Schafer, Jared Carmichael, Whitney Cummings, Julia Schlapfer, and Sam Smith. Now, you know, we got to have a couple of the girls on the season where they're going to be like, and our special guest judges, June Diane Raphael. They're like, hey, meanwhile, in their head, like, who the fuck is that? I don't know why y'all got Jared Carmichael on the show, but whatever. Now the thing is, we also have they have Sam Smith is going to be on the show too, which I thought was really awesome, as you can see in the photo. And also Laura Roche is coming back, so we have been windmilling hard for Law to join the panel as a permanent judge alongside like with Ross Matthews, who looked like she need to go back to eating sandwiches because she's too damn skinny at this point. So I'm thinking, I wonder if she's on the Ozempic or the Mounjaro. It's funny how we wasn't even asking about that before, but now that there's this big trend about Mounjaro and Ozempic and stuff, but most people say Ozempic because that's the one big name that they know. Did Ross take it? And I would not be surprised if he did. I heard one of my friends revealed that he took Ozempic and lost like 30 pounds on it. So it's helping a lot of people. But I like the fact that Sam Smith is on it. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I'm sorry, how they do. Well, I don't even know at this point what your pronouns is, because it's like you said they, them, but you giving he, him. But if that's the thing you're going by, they are going by, then I guess we'll go by that. Say that 10 times fast. But I like the fact that we got Hunter Schafer. I like Hunter Schafer. I'm interested to see what Sam Smith's going to bring. I love the fact that we have Law coming back, and I hope that Law is made as a revolving judge alongside. I said they need to just have Law and T.S. Madison, and even at times have Jamal Sims come in, but they are going to have Jamal sit on the panel, as it's mentioned in here, as well as Betsy Johnson, who is an icon in the fashion world. Now, additionally, the RuPaul's Drag Race trailer also reveals the rules for the new twist. So they have the Badunkadunk tank, which explains the wet promo theme, which basically means once a queen is asked to sashay away after losing her lip sync, they'll have a chance to pull one of the 10 levers at random. If they successfully pick one of the two that result in Michelle Visage getting drenched in water, they'll stay in the competition, similar to season 14's It's Chocolate format, just with double the odds. Well, here's the thing. I think it's good whenever I could do that. But now I'm starting to think, excuse me. Okay, there's gonna be some what's the word that Alyssa Edwards like to say? Some tomfoolery, some rigor mortis. Where it's like because of certain queens that y'all want to stay on the show, that you'll rig it in a way that, yeah, if they do get and end up in the bottom and they have to sashay away and they lose the lip sync, that you'll keep them. I don't like that whole It's Chocolate concept, but I do think, like, you know what, the throwing Michelle in the water, that'll be entertaining. It's stupid, but for the most part, I find that that'll be relatively entertaining, and I'll be curious to see how they do with that. Now, as I said, as previously announced, the season contestants are Acacia Forgot, Arietti, Crystal Envy, Hormonal Lisa, Jewel Sparkles, Joella, Corey King, Lana Jarre, Lexi Love, Lucky Stars, Lydia B. Collins, Anya Nerve, Sam Starr, and Susie Toot, who will proudly show off their charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent in the hopes of winning the $200,000 prize. Now, ahead of the season premiere, Perry's music has been featured 4 times in the American franchise. I Kissed a Girl, Roar. Well, I do remember Roar because Kennedy Davenport performed that. And that's still an iconic lip sync. Firework and Swish Swish. I didn't like when they did Swish Swish, though. She also appeared via video message during season 9's finale, not to mention Alyssa Edwards' iconic season 5 Snatch Game portrayal, nor Scar Envy's halftime take during All Star 6, and has voiced her desire to be a guest judge in the past. And, you know, some people would not consider her a gay icon. I guess mid-gays do, but for the most part, she is not like my top or whatever. But if y'all like it, I love it. And she said, I want to. I think it's just been timing. This is what she told Rolling Stone in 2022. It's been one of those things where we tried to do it a couple of times, but the timing hadn't worked out. I'm definitely going to do it in the future. I hope, quite honestly, if it weren't for drag queens, I probably wouldn't have a career because I probably learned everything from them. It's a drag queen's world, and we're lucky to be living in it. Why didn't you use that as a lyric for a woman's world? That probably would have garnered her a damn hit. So, in case y'all care, RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 does premiere Friday on January 3rd before streaming on Paramount Plus. So you probably got to wait a while for that. But I have Philo, which comes with MTV. So I'll just watch it when that happens. And I know a week from yesterday, because today's Thursday, next Wednesday, they are doing the premiere in New York, and I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'll definitely let y'all know what went down with that whole situation. Because I already know I'm not only going to be going to the premiere, and watching the premiere, but the after party. So I'll come back with some pictures and things and spill the tea on this show. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? You guys excited for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, as well as the guest judges that's going to appear on the season? It's like some of these I'm like, I don't know who they are. But for me, I'm pretty much excited for Quinta Brunson, Sandra Bernhardt, who I actually walked by one time in the West Village, and she knew I recognized her, so I gave her a nod. She gave me a nod, and we kept it moving. Paulette W. Downs, I don't know who that is, but I'll just mention who the ones I actually care about. So, like I said, Quinta, Sandra, Tracy Ellis Ross. I'm looking forward to Doshi, Hunter Schafer, Whitney Cummings, because I know her from Chelsea lately, Sam Smith, and Adam Lambert, and Laura Roach, and Jamal Sims, you know, with the dance challenge and stuff. So this looks like it's going to be a fire season. We see a lot of the crazy spectacles the Queens is bringing, and there's none short of drama, which I'm looking forward to seeing, and I hope the girls bring it in Untucked, because child, quiet as it's kept, Untucked's been kind of boring. So I need y'all to step y'all pussies up with that. So, and stop worrying about what these damn fans think online. That's going to be something here bullying y'all, which is why y'all don't be giving us good TV no damn more, because y'all want to sit out here and self-produce. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, now speaking of which, let's get to some of these comments. Lizzo was the premier judge for season 14, who infamously broke their Emmy-winning streak with Lizzo's show. Oh yeah, I think I mean, I remember that when she was on there. But she was on there. It's funny, she was on there as a guest judge too. I think on season 12 or 11. So they brought her back. I guess they thought that we forgot. I'm so glad to see Laura back on the judging chair. I really hope they make him a permanent. Yeah, because I was like, well, I didn't particularly care for him as a judge on Legendary. I do feel like Drag Race is a much more believable spot for him to be on. I feel like that's the more comfortable position that he should be in because he's shady, they shady. He can give interesting critiques on stuff regarding the fashions and things of that nature and really give it to the girls. And so that's what I would love to see him do rather than like, okay, you judging ballroom. So I'd rather that, he do drag races. There's 2 queens being saved. Oh, child, we'll see. Or will they do a double Shantae? We more entertaining if RuPaul was up there on. That's what I say. But he'll never do that. He never, because with him sitting up there, we all know he wear the sweatpants behind the desk. When he comes out to do the runway, which is why he never gets up. He don't even get up anymore. Like even when the queens win, Prance, girl, Prance, my queen, Prance. I'm like, girl, when you're not gonna get up there and put the crown on his head or give him the scepter like y'all used to do, shouldn't get her ass up from the chair no more. Swish Wish is the final lip sync song for all the winners. Was so stupid. Yeah, I just did not like that. That I just did not think that was the best song choice when they did that. That's why I was like, I hated that performance, that lip sync. Oh, so and I can't wait to see Doshi. I'm in love with her mixtape. I like her new album too. And I also couldn't recognize. I didn't recognize her either. But we know Hunter is a trans girl. And I guess probably because they always made her look a little rough when she's acting. Like when she did Cuckoo and when she did, all the other projects she always kind of looked a little rough. But now they got her all glammed up. So I didn't recognize her either until they mentioned that it was her. And Euphoria. I couldn't remember the name of the other show. Okay, so let's get into our final topic. Let's talk about Asia Consent, who just won the Boulet Brothers Dragula. She just recently did an interview over there with Bloody Disgusting, and she's getting candid about, a lot of the stuff that was going on, the drama, and, her position. Well, she's talking about she's basically talking about the show and how she won the Dead by Daylight prize and making history as the first Black trans super monster on the show in 6 seasons. It's no shade to her. I liked all 3 of them, but I thought it was a strong top 3. I like Asia Consent, but no shade. I wanted Grey Matter to win. So if he comes back on Resurrection or Titans or whatever version of Dragula they plan on coming up with post the season, I want to see Grey come back and take the crown and get the Carrie blood all on him. So they said it's easy to look back over the 10-episode season and see Asia's trajectory from superfan to season winner. The drag artist delivered consistent, stunning looks and played the game more strategically than many of the contestants. While Asia's artistry and talent did the heavy lifting, knowing the series better than any other competitor this season also gave her a leg up in the fierce competition. Saying, oh my God, this is so unreal. This is what she emphatically tells Bloody Disgusting of the moment she won. Like I've said on the show, I've been auditioning for multiple years. You think you're ready when you apply for it, excuse me, and you think it's your time. But I truly do believe that timing is everything. So once it was announced that I was the winner, I just knew that moment that this is exactly why I've been waiting all of these years. This is why it was because of season 6 was my time, and I needed to go through certain things in my life to be able to be ready for this. So it couldn't have happened at a more perfect time for me. And I always say that when it comes to things, it's like the universe is not going to put anything on your plate that you are not strong to deal with or not up for. So she had to go through a whole bunch of stuff in her life and it's like, no, it's not your time, it's not your time, it's not your time. And I truly believe that for me too. It's like when I be like, well, why am I not doing this? And why is this not happening? And why is that not happening? It's like because it's not your time yet and your time will come. So I always believe in that. It's like the universe will put you on the path that you need to be put on when it's your time to be put on that path. And so all the many times that she auditioned, now she's at where she's at and she won. But then she said when she found out she won. But I always wonder, because I was asking a friend of mine when we were talking about it, I was like, I wonder how they did the finale. Did they do 3 different takes for the blood and stuff? Was it that they did it like, okay, they just announced the winner then and there and everybody had to be sworn to secrecy? And then one of my friends was like, well, how did they all clean themselves up really quick? But I was like, probably because long shoots. You know, when they do the regular Drag Race finale, taping is like 5-6 hours. So they probably did that. Probably have multiple outfits, and then you just change the wig and rejudge the makeup and stuff. You have 2 of the same outfit, and you just film 2 different takes. So while they're cleaning up the blood for the previous person, you have the blood on them. They stand there, and then you just do different takes of it. I know that's probably got to be an all day thing. But I am curious if anybody knows. I need somebody who works on that show to let me know how did they film that. So Agent Consent has been a massive fan of the Boulet brothers Dragula from the very beginning, and it made her more attuned to what perhaps series creators, judges, and hosts Dracmorta and Swanthula were looking for. Asia explains, saying, "I feel like being a super fan really helped me because I saw what didn't work out for other competitors and how that maybe could have helped me. Really, I think what didn't work out for certain competitors was just not being themselves. That's what I take away from most of the experience, that I was rewarded the most when I was being myself and being just authentic with who I was. It was extremely validating going through that experience and realizing, wow, if I'm just being Asia, that's when I do the best. Being a super fan and seeing that through the show where people aren't fully sure of themselves or aren't fully confident in who they are as a person, that's when they tripped up. Honestly, seeing that is what really motivated me to be able to be ready for season 6. But we always talk about, like, unless the only way that you get to see any kind of change and stuff, like, you have to be yourself when you're going on these reality shows. Now, I know some people feel like that it was a bit contrived, that some of the drama between the queens felt a little forced and a little scripted and a little fake. And it did come across as that at times. And I think she also talks about the alliance that she had with Pi. So let's get into that. So watching a reality competition is vastly different than competing in one, of course. It took some adjusting for the artists, especially when it came to watching the episodes as they aired, saying, actually, I'm with Aurora right now. I was telling her that watching the first episode, seeing yourself on TV for the first time, nobody will ever be able to prepare you for what that experience is like because, oh, wow, this is how I really am. Wow. I would say, well, it wasn't a question, it was an exclamation point. I should probably change that tone. Like, this is how I really am. Wow. I was shaking, couldn't breathe because I was like, oh my God, this is so putting yourself out there for the world to see. It is really scary, but over time, eventually I got more comfortable watching the episodes with my family and friends. But yeah, it's definitely a jarring experience seeing yourself on TV. I was with my close family and friends when we first watched it. Even then, I was still shaking, couldn't breathe. It was crazy. Well, yeah, not a lot of people are used to watching themselves on TV or hearing back their voice, because some people are like, well, damn, I sound like that. I was like, yeah, the way you sound, the way you think you sound in your head, because you're just hearing vibrations. The other people don't hear what you're hearing inside your head. So, because you're projecting outward, it's not hitting you back. But I watch my shows and stuff, so I know my voice and I'm content with it. But I know a lot of people were like, I hate my voice. I don't like the way I sound. I don't know. And it's like, and then you watch yourself back on TV. It's like, damn, I was kind of like that on camera. I was like, yeah, it says that was you. You can't blame it on the edit. Now, once past the hurdle of acclimating to appearing on TV. Asia wasn't surprised by what she saw in terms of the competition. The performance artist was pretty attuned to what was happening, though she recounts how she surprised her fellow competitors when the episodes began airing, saying, "I thought it was funny though. My castmates really didn't know about my alliance between Pi and me. I got a couple of texts from people in the cast of season 6. They were like, 'You're in an alliance with Pi? What the hell?' I was sorry, but I was also playing the game and that was part of it. I wasn't going to spill the tea to them. I wanted to make sure that we got this going with me and Pi. Nothing really surprised me from that experience, from my castmates and everything, but I think being a part of the show, the most surprising thing was just seeing how production ran and how you see the magic being crafted behind the scenes. It was a really special experience. I wouldn't trade that for the world because it's really fun making TV. It's being part of the drag history books, essentially." So it says the competition naturally brings out some drama, but this cast is bonded for life. So we all actually love each other and we can get crazy. We could fight and argue and everything. Usually we argue, and then like 5 minutes later, it was like, "Girl, do you want something to drink? Let's hang out." We were able to make up pretty quickly. There was one specific moment I had with Grey Matter where they asked who we thought should not be in the competition anymore. I ended up saying his name for that, and he was very upset about that behind the scenes and on screen, actually very upset. But that night we went back to the mansion, and he was just like, I love you, Asia. I'm gonna make some eggs. Let's have some dinner." It was super cute. I really love Grey, and it's like it was just a sweet, tender moment. I'll never forget that. Pause. They stayed in a mansion. I think I pretty much knew that. I think one of my friends would be like, I was like, "Wait a minute, they stay in a mansion?" And one of my friends was like, duh, I told you that." So I'm like, I didn't know that they stayed in a mansion. Meanwhile, on RuPaul's Drag Race, they got them staying in a damn hotel. Now, they said the Boulet brothers cited filth as Asia's strong suit when it comes to drag, but the artist nailed all the core tenets this season. I've always loved like Divine, John Waters, like Pink Flamingos type of stuff, where it's very shocking, Asia said of her drag style. "I want to be able to pull a reaction from the audience when I'm on stage. As a performance artist, I always want to try to and shock the audience, and that's what really inspires me. But as far as looks, I love club kid culture. I love high glamour, and honestly, just drag in general has been really inspiring. I was doing more traditional drag when I started, and then eventually I started leaning more into horror, especially when Dragula season 1 dropped. That's when I realized I could take my love of drag, horror movies, and horror video games and combine them. That's when I really started flourishing and coming into my own. I've been a drag fan ever since I was like 12 years old. I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race when I was 12, and then I just kind of grew up with drag and evolved from there. Also, shout out to my Portland community because they keep it weird up there. There's a lot of weirdos. My community up there has been very inspiring as well and has been uplifting me the entire time. And I actually love the fact that she spoke on that, where she was just talking about like her love of drag and the fact that she likes that she can combine her love of horror and video games and all this stuff, because I didn't think like, when I was growing up and seeing drag and the art of drag, I wasn't really familiar with drag until I started going out to the clubs, or of course when Lady Bunny had Wigstock, when you could actually go down into the city and you get to see this big festival of drag queens and other performance artists. And that was my introduction into drag. Or when I would go to clubs and in New York, you'd only see the glamour girls. So I really wasn't aware of, I was like, well, damn, if I was younger back in the, well, if I had known back in the day, who knows, maybe I would have jumped into drag and incorporated the horror stuff into my stuff, because I never really got to see that. You would see like the trashy slut drag and or the gender fuck type stuff, but you never really saw this until like years later, when you would see like the Boulets would bring that into their thing, and there would be some queens that would do like spooky drag and were hugely inspired by people like Elvira and stuff. So I love that there is a platform for that type of drag to be seen, where it's like, yeah, we like the alternative stuff, we like the spooky drag, and it is welcome here. I just wish that more clubs, I say even especially in New York, were pretty much open-minded in regard to that type of art. Now, one horror video game that inspires Asia happens to be the one that should be immortalized in Dead by Daylight. So I cannot believe it, because I've been playing Dead by Daylight for years. That's how I connected with my friends and everything. I can't wait to be in the game. I'll be the first one to buy my skin for sure. I am planning on eventually streaming and making Twitch streams with video games and everything. I look forward to that at Age of Consent for that too. I might have some Dragula season 6 contestants play with me as well. Now, as for horror movies, Asia has a clear front runner for her favorite of 2024 and beyond, saying one of my favorite movies of all time. I think, well, girl, that's a tall order because when you say of all time, it's hard for me to choose when it comes to that. But she said the one that came out this year, which was The Substance, saying it's such a Dragula coded film for me because it was so glamorous, so nasty, and so horrific. That body horror in it and everything. Also, the message of essentially the expectations that are put on women in society. It was really beautiful to see that brought to film in such a nasty, demented way. Demi Moore gave an amazing performance. Another one I saw this year too is Smile 2. I was very surprised by that because the first Smile movie wasn't my favorite, but the twist in Smile 2 was so good. I absolutely love that one. And you want to know something? I love you, Asia, because I said the same damn thing. I literally said on this show that I didn't like the first Smile, but Smile 2 was a much better movie. Not only because Naomi Scott she played the hell out of Scott Riley, and the twists and turns and everything was going up and down. I felt like the storyline lent itself perfectly to this concept of the smile demon with the whole pop music landscape and the demons that a lot of artists go through, the drugs and guilt because your boyfriend died and you survivor's guilt and all that other stuff. I like that better than, and I just felt like when I watched the original Smile that it was like one big sociology experiment. So while there were certain things about the movie I did not like that whole movie as a whole. But I will agree with her also on the fact that The Substance is one of my favorite movies of 2023 as well. One of these days, I need to actually sit down and do my favorite films of the year so that we could break it down on the show. And I'll get around to it eventually. But yeah, I love the fact that, I think like we got the same thing as a comment regards like horror films of what we like. She likes the body horror stuff and she likes the, like Smile. Smile 2, which was a good movie, like I said. If y'all haven't seen it, it's over on Paramount Plus. And movie has The Substance, but I bought it, so I own it. That's how I was able to see it. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards of Age of Consent opening up about her Dragula win and her favorite movies and being in Dead by Daylight, all the stuff that she talked about? And what do you think about, her type of drag and that whole art of drag ushering further and further in the mainstream? So whatever your thoughts on that, let me know in the comments down below. Okay. That's a good question. Would she ever get a biopic made? I don't know. I mean, she has so many books out. Like she has Guru, House of Hidden Meanings. She's got all the stuff there. And she's supposed to come out with the other book, I guess. I mean, she said this is all that leads up to Drag Race. So I guess we got to get the post Drag Race stuff too. So I would love to see a RuPaul biopic. I doubt it'll get made though. It would be interesting to see all of that, but I guess we only gonna get it in book form. And he said, "Well, he got Tracy close as he ever gonna have Diana Ross there." Craven movie. It got a 15% Rotten Tomatoes score. That is bad, and it's going to do probably even worse at the theater this weekend. So I love you, Aaron Taylor Johnson, but thoughts and prayers because your movie's going to flop hardcore this weekend. And I hope when I was talking about the Spider-Verse stuff that I didn't go in and imply that Sony was quitting making Spider-Verse movies or whatever. I was like, I think Sony is done with the whole anti-hero to Spider-Man type of films, especially with Craven flopping or going to flop, and the fact that none of the Venom movies were great. And all this other stuff. So, because I saw earlier, and I was irritated by this. It was like, I didn't mean to be whatever, but you were, Blanche, you were. John Campea jumps on his channel and is condemning other channels for saying that they're spreading misinformation. Because he went after 3C and it was another one because they was getting 37,000 views. I'm sitting there like, just do your video and just tell it in your own way. You don't have to bash other YouTubers because you didn't like how they told the information because you so industry and so Hollywood and you live in a damn movie theater every freaking day or every week a movie comes out, you in a theater. I'm like, who goes to the movies that damn much? I don't. But then again, one of my friends, Esteban, he has AMC, the A-list thing. So he goes to the movies a lot. But I'm like, I don't care about no damn Craven. And Yeah, I feel like and with me, I was reporting the story the way that it was in the articles and stuff was coming out. That was like, yeah, they're taking a break from all those other movies, but nobody said completely, unless you watch the videos that were out there, that they were done with the Spider-Verse stuff. You know, people do, when it comes down to clickbait type stuff, people create a headline to get you to click on it. But then the responsible ones, once you click on the headline because it says, yeah, Sony's done with their whole Spider-Verse. When you click on it, it's like, okay, they're going to give you the information. Those are the ones that are responsible with the information and not just saying some stuff for clickbait. But I understand when you want to go after the ones that just say things for clicks and views. But if it's a headline that's just to pull you in and grab you, so that way they could talk about what the real topic is, which is like, yeah, they're going to release the Spider Noir film with, what the hell's his name? Nicolas Cage, and then we have Into the Spider-Verse sequel and all these other little animated stuff that they're going to be focusing on. Then, yeah, we'll get those. And then Spider-Man 4. So we all know that's coming. But I think they're done with the Madam Web and the Craven the Hunter type stuff. Like, I know Aaron Taylor Johnson thinking he getting a sequel. I'm like, sir, this movie's going to flop. They're not going to waste no more money on you. And I don't want to blame him because he's an excellent actor. Anything that Aaron Taylor Johnson jumps in, he could, he gives 110%. It's just the nature of the film was probably Sony meddling. That's probably why the movie is a mess. And the studio needed to step back and stop jumping into stuff. Wait, what they kept delaying? They kept delaying Craven. Well, you know, a lot of movies got delayed because of the pandemic, and also what's the other thing that happened? The writer's strike and all that other stuff, and the actor's strike. So there was a lot of stuff that was going on with that. And look, if I do go see Craven the Hunter, it's like, yeah, I'll turn my brain off and watch it. But is it going to be something I'll probably like repeatedly watch? Probably not. But anyway, so we're at the end of today's show. I won't be on tomorrow because I'll be doing Jingle Ball, but thank you all for tuning in. I'll probably be back on Monday. So have a lovely weekend. But in the meantime, if you have not already, please hit the like button and that subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. There will be timestamps split in the episode so that way if you want to skip to certain things, you can. So love you all for watching. Have a great weekend. And until next time, ciao, darlings.